This country is my home and I've grown to love it. Of standing stones and monuments of old, you can feel the breath the ancestors are breathing in the ancient tales and the legends that are told. I can feel the air in the seasons that are changing, and the patient land colors with a wheel. I know the years have passed and that I'm aging. In acceptance of change lies a calmness that I feel. The soul of the land is sleeping, waiting for us to make that choice. If you care to know your own soul is weakened, to become one with the land that's to rejoice. I can feel the air in the seasons that are changing, and the patient land colors with the wheel. Humankind's conscience needs rearranging. The answer is stop and become still. This country is my home and I've grown to love it. Listen to your ancestors of old. Be still and you will find the answers in the stories and the legends that they've told.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. And that wonderful piece of music comes to you from our own Speaker's Corner, PC Barnes. And it is Children of the Sun, the album called Children of the Sun from Willow Wolf, which is the name of his band, which he, I presume, runs with his lovely missus. Go out and go to Bandcamp and check them out. I have bought the entire album. So, and it seems that they are, at least for now, copyright free, because every time I play them, I don't get any copyright issues from these tracks. And they are amazing. I love them. They are very wholesome and Jewish, I guess. You could say. Very Jewish. They're druids. They are druids. And this evening, I know this is a bit of an impromptu chat or an impromptu stream, but to be honest, I need to get this stuff off my chest and talk about it. And it seems that Laurence Fox, which is the main title of this show, has gone from strength to strength when it comes to his relevance in the news. Excuse me. I honestly thought I actually missed the boat on the Laurence Fox debacle because I thought, I left it too late to talk about the Ava Evans sort of fallout. But then Laurence Fox goes and he's just a gift that keeps on giving when it comes to the news. So there is so much to say about Laurence Fox that I think I've just pretty much got that one story of Laurence Fox. I don't really have anything else even lined up. Now, I could have other things. I think I did have other things noted. Let me see. Maybe. Did I write them here? Did I write them elsewhere? Yeah. There's been a few other things as well. Miss Universe in Zimbabwe, and oh yeah, Bradley Cooper and Sneeko, Maui fires, laser beams. India has apparently went and assassinated a Sikh guy. So yeah, it's actually quite a lot of other things that I had lined up as well, which I wanted to talk about. So I guess if we run out of Laurence Fox stuff, we can always go into this, but this is going to be a Laurence Fox heavy. And then towards the end, I do want to talk about the manosphere fighting men, or the boxing men of the manosphere, the so-called big boys. Laser beams. Yeah, apparently there are laser beams in that set the fires in Maui and other places. But anyway, we'll perhaps touch upon those after we finish with the Laurence Fox thing, because this is essentially a Laurence Fox show. Maybe a little bit of Sneeko, and then maybe some laser fires afterwards, or laser beams. So, what am I even talking about when it comes to Mr. Fox? Oh man, can you believe I didn't even? Damn it. Okay, I got it. Got it. This is what I'm talking about. This gentleman here, Mr. Laurence of the Foxers, he apparently went ahead and said some crude but truthful stuff about a lady called Evans, Ava Evans, who is, I believe, this lady here in this picture, as pictured right underneath, above me, the blonde lady. There you go. You can see her better there. But yeah, the blonde lady in the image. Maybe I can. Maybe it's a bit too big. I don't know. Hold on. Can I make it smaller? There we go. Maybe you guys can see that a little bit better now. But yeah, that is our girl, Miss Evans. Why is this? Why is the screen always a little too mashed up? How are we doing now? Yeah, that's much better. I bettered it. So yeah, Miss Laurence Fox, Miss Ava Evans was actually on a political show on the BBC called Politics List, or Politics Today, some political show anyway. I actually have it there, Politics Live, and they were discussing whether Rishi Sunak should appoint a minister for men. And Miss Evans's take on this. Now, the problem is I don't want to really show you the actual full video, because I know that BBC is exceedingly litigious with their copyrights and all of that jazz. So it might make it actually impossible for me to actually show any of this. Now, I'm going to try and see if I can skip this. Now, this was the panel. As you can see, Miss Evans there, and another lady, political lady there, the hostess, and there's two guys. This gentleman in the t-shirt is kind of a comic who's written a bit of a light-hearted book about men's sort of issues, or generally men's stuff. Now, that story came out of China. The source was proven. I see. Leseni, Norfolk. Thank you. Anyway, getting back to this. Yeah. So yeah, the funny thing is that what came out of this was the minute men's issues were raised, Miss Evans said there shouldn't be a men's minister for men, even though women have a women's minister and health and something like that. It's just women's minister for women's and health, and they actually have a special day for women's issues set aside. Where they discuss women's issues. I don't know whether it's a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing. I don't know, but it's a special day where they discuss purely women's issues in the House of Commons. And of course, when men complained about this, and there was a men's rights activist who's a minister who complained about this, he simply got from no one else other than Jess Phillips a bit of a laughter why men should have a men's day. And discuss men's issues. Also, not only he was addressed with laughter, but also, well, every day is a man's issue day. Was the reply that every day we discuss men's issues, even though actually when you look at it, men's issues are never discussed. It's always the general public's issues when it comes to issues of healthcare, schooling, and so on and so forth, wars, army, military. Benefits, which, by the way, women are the largest recipients of in Britain. So, actually, men's issues are never really discussed. This is a misnomer and this is basically misandrous commentary by the feminists. And I just want to do something before we get too far into this. Let me do this in full screen. And that's right. I'm pouring Pepsi into a Coke glass. That's how much of a fuck I don't give. That's right. That is how much of a fuck I don't give. Cheers. Badass right there, boys. If you've ever poured Pepsi into a Coke glass, you are at the top echelons. You're a proper alpha. That's how alphas are separated from the betas, who has the balls to pour some Pepsi into a Coke glass. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So yeah, as soon as this gentleman discussed men's health, Alva replied by, there shouldn't be a men's health minister. There should be a mental health minister. And then quickly went on to discuss how women were doing most of the work during the pandemic. They were doing the laundry, which most people don't seem to realize, or at least they think that laundry is still done by beating cloths against a rock or one of those washboards. By basically what this lady meant by saying women did the laundry is they piled a bunch of clothes into a washing machine, pour some powder, and then press start. Yes, that is laundry in the 21st century. And pretty soon, probably some robot will fucking do that for you too. So when this woman talks about the women did most of the laundry and the household work, like as if she knows what the fuck she's talking about. And the funny thing is, out of that tiny session that was set aside, by the way, by this 44-minute long show, this was the final segment of the show, which was set aside for supposedly men's issues. It devolved very quickly into women's issues because this other lady started chiming in about women and their problems. So the whole issue just got pulled right away. And how I think they brought back the wage gap. They started talking about the wage gap during men's health issue segment. The women's wage gap was brought up as well. And this other woman just went on about women's problems and women's issues. And off the back of this, Laurence Fox was asked on GB News to make a comment about Alva's very, very mostly considered distasteful comments towards, or not this, I mean, just absolute ignorance and misandrous attitude towards men's issues, and the fact that she tried to basically bypass them by pointing out that women have issues. Women's issues are also, women also have issues, and let's just talk about women's issues. Essentially, that was really the nuts and bolts of the whole thing. Is that women have issues, Sorry, guys. I just noticed this cable is right in the shot, and it's annoying me. It is bringing me a degree of annoyance. Okay, so yeah. And so Laurence Fox was asked about his opinions on Ava and her comments, and this is the first time he got into the shits with.
We're past the watershed, so I can say this. Show me a single self-respecting man that would like to climb into bed with that woman, ever, who wasn't an incel, who wasn't a cucked little incel. That little woman has been fed, spoon-fed oppression day after day after day after day, starting with the lie of the gender wage gap. And she sat there, and I'm going like, if I met you in a bar and that was like sentence 3, chances of me just walking away are just huge. We need powerful, strong, amazing women who make great points for themselves. We don't need these sort of feminist 4.0. They're pathetic and embarrassing. Who'd want to shag that?
Oh, Laurence. Well, look,
So yeah, those were the comments that, by the way, he cleared that with the other producers of the show. He said, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to like, tear it down a bit. And they were like, go for it, mate. This is going to be great laugh. Of course, Laurence Fox is now fired from GB News. And the other chap, which I can't remember his name, he's, I think, a guy from New Zealand. He is also suspended, or at least he was, at least on the last time I heard, he was suspended due a investigation into this, and how could he have possibly said who wants to and I'll be honest, I posted, this was my email post. Finally, Laurence said what everyone I think I should have wrote everywhere, one's thinking out loud. That's a very badly written repost of the tweet, because I think I was in a hurry and it was on my phone. I was probably taking a dump. Most likely I was taking a dump, didn't pay attention, ended up either autocorrect or some other fat fingers. But I basically meant to say that finally Laurence is saying what everyone is thinking out loud. And this was actually a direct retweet from Ava Santina Evans's tweet saying, Laurence Fox just did a whole speech on GB News on why men apparently won't shag me. I'll be honest, my other comment, which I don't know whether I put it on here or on the Ava's comment, was that I pray and hope. There's a comment on here, but I can't see it. Anyway, I said I pray and hope that this woman is a lesbian. I hope that she turns out to be a lesbian, so that no man needs to ever worry about dealing with her, ever. I wish upon her and upon mankind that she is actually a carpet muncher. That way, no man will have to suffer her, and then let the women have her. Let the women deal with it. Dan Wooten, yes, well done. The only person in the chat who's, I guess, listening to this show. I thank you for being there, my good sir, and participating in the comments. But yeah, Dan Wooten was kind of giggling about it. I guess that was his crime, that he didn't just immediately simp after Ava and say, "This is despicable, Laurence. Off with you off my show. I cannot believe you came and displayed such misogyny upon this misogyny upon this show." So yeah. Oh, hello, Cognitive. Violated Ofcom regulations with his comments. Screw Ofcom. Who gives a shit about Ofcom? The fact is that we're all going to be regulated by Ofcom soon enough. If anyone's read the Online Harms Act, or Online Safety Act, I believe. This is the act which actually there's a lady on Signal discussing it. Actually, let me just throw this in, just a quick snippet.
Signal is the world's most widely used, truly private communication service. We're not big tech. We're a nonprofit. We don't make money through surveillance, and we offer our services for free because we think everyone deserves the human right to safety, privacy, and freedom of speech.
Yes, and this is the lady from Signal who is actually telling us, telling the Channel 4 in this case, that the Online Safety Bill is an absolute diabolical disaster for freedom of speech, and that most of these companies like Signal, like Rumble, will no longer be available in the United Kingdom in years to come. So I would highly recommend for you to find your VPN of choice and purchase one, because that would be pretty much the only way you're going to have any form of privacy or any form of use of free speech platforms in the United Kingdom. You are not going. United Kingdom is going to, after this online safety bill is entrenched in society, and it's not going anywhere. Believe me, this got passed by Conservatives, and Labour are just dying to use it against Conservatives. Ironically, when they become the government, which is. I would say in about a year or two. So when this thing becomes entrenched and that Britain becomes a de facto dictatorship by the two-party mono-party system, two parties which are both bought and sold by one interest. And once that happens, you will find that Britain will be actually more censorious than Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, and all the others combined. I don't know whether they're going to go as far as maybe North Korea, where they will ban just simply use of computers and internet except to the elites. That might be a future, which we're not entirely sure, because they still have to hold this pretext of freedom and a liberal democratic society. They have to still hold that sort of mask. So that mask of having to pretend to be a free society is still going to hold them back a little bit from a North Korea, a North Korea style of monitoring and surveillance. But Saudi Arabia and Arab Emirates, definitely that. China, most definitely. China is essentially their beta testing ground for all of this. Whatever China does, eventually we'll get. So face recognitions, it's coming. Well, it's already here, just in small doses. Those ULIS cameras, they're going to be your future social credit monitoring cameras. That's what they're going to be. That's what they are. That's what they're shaping up to be. ULIS cameras are going to be your social credit monitoring cameras. They will have face recognition, and they will actually tell you where to go, when to go, and how to go. Find your favorite VPN. You're gonna need it just as much as Iranians do. I have to actually, none of my cousins or relatives can discuss anything on social media without a VPN. I literally can't connect to my aunties and family members unless they have a VPN running through WhatsApp or Apple. Apple is actually better than WhatsApp, believe it or not, in Iran. So just be aware that most of these WhatsApp is going to fold like a house of cards. Facebook, WhatsApp, they're going to give all your information, and they do monitor and give all your data to the British government. There's no privacy on those. If you think you're private on WhatsApp, you're not. The only difference is WhatsApp is a direct messaging system, or maybe a small group messaging system of people on your phone or people rather than an open platform like Facebook or YouTube. So there's direct censorship of what you say is a little bit less obvious. That doesn't mean that they're still they don't monitor. They still monitor you. They still see what you're saying, and they will pass it on to relevant organizations in Britain. They're just they're not obvious about it on WhatsApp. Signal will no longer be available in Britain, 100% guaranteed. That's going the way of the dodo bird, I would say, very quickly. And Rumble, quite obviously, especially after the whole Russell Brand thing. I think Russell Brand's situation with Rumble was kind of, again, another shot across the bow for the rest of us, and also a testing of the waters of where these companies fall when they do come down with the hammer. So Rumble is definitely going away in Britain. And what else we got? We got Odyssey. Yeah, they're going. They're done. You're just going to be curated back to whatever the fucking media that you need to listen to. You'll just be told what to listen to. Okay, getting back to the Laurence Fox debacle. Now, after that, Laurence Fox, obviously, after this just disaster, he got cancelled off a whole bunch of things. I think he's on Twitter. I don't know whether he had much of a YouTube channel. The boys at Trigonometry actually did a really great interview, which this is a snippet. I hope I don't get copyright strike for this. I don't think so. I think these guys are pretty decent about it. I may have to interrupt every few seconds, though.
MEBL says, not a question, just to say that most women fully support men's health, especially mental health, being given due attention, which I think is objectively just true.
Yeah.
And she says, I appreciated Lawrence's apology. It felt sincere and thoughtful. What a shit show this all is.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. It is a shit show, and that's very, very sad. And I do feel,
this was a much longer interview. This was the question Q&A from their paid subscribers and patrons or whatever. So even I haven't seen most of this.
Really sad that I've put GB News in this position where they're now sort of desperately cancelling everybody. Angelos certainly has never been anything other than a gentleman, really charming to me. So it is a reciprocal relationship, and I have let them down in that way, which is why I apologised yesterday, because I wasn't apologising because I'm not trying to say, please can I have my job. I'm not at all. I'm apologising because I have my own conscience, which leads on to this idea, which we touched on last time, which is if you've got two sides of an ever increasing tribalism, which won't speak to each other, you're going to have a fight at some point. And this is the skirmishes that's going on at the moment. We'll cancel them, get rid of them. But it will become physical one day. So part of being a Christian is also to forgive. And you can't forgive unless you ask for repentance, And so that was what the point of my video was to say genuinely to her, so she understood that it was totally genuine, that I apologised for the way I spoke to her, whilst not a...
I believe 5T3 is complaining because Laurence is wearing Nike trousers. Shoes. Sports shoes. My God. Trainers. I would have preferred if it was the original versions, because these are Nike versions, but the originals are obviously Converse All-Stars, which I do possess, and they are the only ones you should have. But also, Constantine is wearing Adidas, so I'm not entirely sure why you're picking on Nike. These guys are... We live in this is a commercial... This is a capitalistic society, my friend. Well, yes, they are going to wear Nike and Adidas and whatever hell the other chap is wearing, and Levi's jeans and things like that. Yeah, it's a capitalist society. I'm a material girl, and this is a material world, baby. That's right.
Apologising for the sentiment behind what I spoke, and I believe that the world, if we lived in a more forgiving world, then where forgiveness was upheld as a real value, was sexy, was cool, rather than cancelling it, which is cool.
Well, this is why we wanted to have you on and have this discussion, actually. And in terms of the tribes fighting, it's what we are trying to do here. It's what we've always tried to do, and that's why we had Aaron Bastani on recently and Mark Steele, and I did a debate on the Moral Maze with Ash Sarkar. She will come on when she's got a book out. We want to bring people together and have really good, healthy conversations, and do them like this, where you get to see the whole person. You said some things that people will disagree with, and I disagree with, but you're also a great guy. And when I've been around your kids, you're a great dad, and you are, like all of us, a rounded human being who's fallible, who makes mistakes, lives on the edge, as you say, and sometimes you do go too far. And you and I have had our private disagreements on whatever, but I think it's really important to humanize each other in that way.
Yeah, okay. The Trigonometry boys are great, and I would recommend for you to watch the longer segment of Lawrence's interview. These were just the Q&As at the end. But generally, he got himself in the shit by saying that. But then, of course, Laurence had to go one more step. After his cancellation, he went yet one more round with the government. Let me see. Is this the one?
You're aware of the Blade Runners. Is there any?
Sorry, guys. I got to turn this down. This is insanely loud. It's whoever actually uploaded this must have downloaded and boosted up the volume, so it's gone just insane.
Particular message that you'd like to give about the ULEZ cameras, about the Blade Runners, about what's being done there, cutting down on the cameras? It's in the press every day. The police are now looking for them. They've arrested a couple. What is your, as Reclaim, what is your stance on the Blade Runners?
Well, yeah, again, this is where Andrew gets a bit annoyed with me, because he says you can't encourage criminality. But I say it's digital fly tipping. Sticking up these cameras and stuff like that, it's just digital fly tipping. It wasn't there 5 minutes ago. Why should it be there now? I encourage them to tear down every single camera there is, and I will be joining them to tear down cameras as well, because I have.
Okay, I have to note at this point, I don't think Laurence Fox is serious. I think he was kind of tongue-in-cheeking about this, but we'll see the fallout of this one.
I'm one of those people that puts my money where my mouth is. So I'm pretty close with several, and I will be. Yeah, I'll be out there with my angle grinder. I had a guy the other day phone me up and say, he's a very, very wealthy guy, and he said, I want to put, I'll put 10 grand behind the counter at, several Wixes in London, and anyone who wants to go and do some removal of this digital fly tipping, wants to go and clean up their community, can go and get an angle grinder for free. They can get all the gear that they need for free, and it's all on me. So I would encourage mass removal of the surveillance state, because once it's there, you cannot remove it.
Are you interested in testing the law around this if some people get arrested?
I would be happy to be arrested myself. So,
Laurence. Dude, your mouth just doesn't stop. I mean, clearly his mouth writes a lot of checks that his ass can't cash, and to that effect, ironically, we came to what happened? What in the butt? Sorry, this is someone else's. This is Majid Nawaz's thing. And then to that effect, we saw, this.
Guys, in London's knife-ridden capital city, where a 15-year-old girl was stabbed to death with a sword, we've got 1, 2. You can show them. 1, 2. Another 3 upstairs. Stealing, going through my house to intimidate me, because this is what the police are. They don't police with consent anymore. They police with fear and intimidation. That is the Stasi police force that we've got nowadays. Instead of being on the streets solving crimes like the murder of the poor 15-year-old girl, they're on all over social media. But I'd take it. The ULEZ scam cameras outside of London are the outer ULEZ zone is a complete scam. There's no scientific evidence. Sadiq Khan rubbished the evidence and had it rewritten to serve his own needs. No one voted it. It's the beginning and bringing in of a surveillance state. And he's trying to make noises so that I can't say that. It's the beginning of a surveillance state, and these boys are the Stasi. Stasi. Bless them. So have a lovely day. I'm going to spend my day in the clink, innit?
Yep. And now he has been released since, from what I understand. But you see, that's what freedom of speech is in this world. It's actually the freedom to not be relevant. You see, you can say the stuff he said. I can say it. I swear. Most 100% I can say it on this show right now. I can say it probably on Twitter, but because I am not relevant and my videos have no impact, you can say it when you have no relevance or impact. You just can't say it. You don't have freedom of speech if your speech has relevance or makes any kind of impact. So if your voice actually has some weight, then you don't have freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech if you're just a pleb on the internet with 2 followers. You can say whatever the hell you want. I can promise you. I've heard people on Discord say the most. I mean, literally a few weeks back, I ended up again down a rabbit hole of a Discord conversations with a bunch of people who were straight up neo-Nazis. And those boys hang out on Discord all the time. And I'm like, okay, you guys are like just white supremacist Nazis, right? And they're kind of like, yep, we are. I'm like, yeah, this is not a conversation I felt like having. That's why I don't use Discord that much. No, I mean, I might go to Reverend Simon Sideways' one, which he's not up anymore. Can't find him, so I don't know where he is. So I have a few political Discords that I visit, but yeah, there's just Nazis on Discord like all the time. It's amazing the amount of Nazis you come across on Discord, and they haven't gone anywhere. But that's how it is, man. That's how it is. If they think you're a bit based on certain subjects, bam, 5-minute conversation, Nazis come out. Yep, straight up. Hitler, hi. Yep, you love the Austrian painter, do you? Okay, boys, time for me to get the F out of here. So yeah, that's how it is. It's freaking everywhere. Why are people holding up Tate, Russell Brand, and Laurence Fox as martyrs for freedom of speech? Well, cognitive, who else have they come for? Who do you want them to come for that are impeccable human beings? Jesus? Are you waiting for Jesus, cognitive? Because I'll be honest, that's about the only person that you'll find that has some sort of impeccable record. Anyone else who's currently speaking against the system, against the state, is going to have some kind of checkered past at some point. There is no one who's done nothing wrong their entire life. I'm sure you'll be able to find that even Obama stole a lollipop at a local, 7-Eleven at one point. I don't know. I'm sure you'll find every one of them have some sort of checkered past. Christ, I think Obama has done far worse. He was on Epstein Island, for crying out loud. So who do you think should be the martyrs for this? Because the ones that they're coming for are just the ones who've got a fairly established presence. They're not going to come for you, cognitive, because you don't even have the balls to show up on a panel to even voice your opinion. You're a chat monkey, essentially. You're a bunch of letters on a text. You don't put your head out above the parapet. You don't risk anything. But you have the goal to talk about how all these people who actually have risked their entire lives for saying the things they want to say, saying the things a lot of us want to say, but we're not relevant enough. Even when we say it, we're not relevant enough to get any traction. At least these guys get some sort of traction. You have zero impact, and you're the one with the balls to go, oh, why are they holding these people as martyrs? I am so much better than them. Are you, cognitive? Are you so much better than them? Are you so much better that you should be the one leading the charge? Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? Where are you? What are you doing to make any impact in the current downslide of fucking Britain? Because Britain is on is spinning the ball. It is circling the fucking drain. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't looked around and seen the amount of Somalis cutting up people with machetes in your local area, the amount of carjackings that are happening, my own vehicle, my vehicle was smashed into about 6 months ago, and only a few days ago I saw a friend of mine who has an almost identical vehicle. His rear window was all covered in canopy. I said, what happened? He said someone just smashed it and grabbed a bag that had like £2,000 worth of equipment in it, and just ran off in a car park with cameras. So where are you? What are you doing? Discredit us. What are you doing? The thing is, the people discredit us. You are discrediting the very people who at least stuck their head a little bit above the parapet. Now, okay, you can say sod Andrew Tate, but I don't see Laurence Fox and Russell Brand in the same category as Andrew Tate. That's how they paint them. That's how they want you to see them in. That's why they come out with these bullshit allegations against them. And it seems very, very convenient that every one of these people happen to have a sex allegation against them. Because sexual allegations are the most he said, she said scenarios. Because it's literally between two people. This is why the feminists complain that there's such low prosecutions of sexual improprieties, because of the fact that the cases are purely 90% of them he said, she said, and a lot of times the man who's usually the one who's been accused has a tremendous amount of evidence to show there was a relationship going on, and this is a bitter woman who is now broken-hearted and wants to get back at him. 90% of them end up like that. In fact, there was another one which was on Piers Morgan's show, which actually this was part of it that I wanted to show. Actually, let me show this. This is your Ava sanctimonious bitch lady, this misandrous woman, who also said this on the show.
Working out how things are, working out how to do dating and all of that, without the terror that if you touch in the wrong place at the wrong time, you may find that your whole life is destroyed.
See, I
and there
like
is
that
far
terror.
too much. Well,
I like that.
As a
I
mother
think
of
that
a
men
teenage
should be
boy, I
frightened.
don't like
Really?
that
That's
terror.
the
I
most
do.
malicious thing I've ever
That
heard.
is
I
all.
think
There you go. This is that lady. This is the type of woman who would actually falsely accuse a man of some kind of sexual impropriety and then have the man's life destroyed. And then people like Cognitive will turn around and go, well, why are these people martyrs? Look at this one was accused of this and that one is accused of that. None of them, by the way, have ever seen their day in court. But Cognitive is happy to immediately throw these lot under the bus. They're not martyrs. They're not good enough. They're not saintly enough with stigmata marks on their hands in order to represent any level of freedom of speech, as your freedom of speech are frequently taken away day by day with your online harms safety bill and all the other bullshit that's coming through. But of course, we need Jesus. Jesus is the only one that's good enough for Cognitive to hold up as a martyr. Anything less than Jesus, well, no, we can't have him. We can't have them as representatives, even though you yourself are too much of a coward to even put your voice out there. The best you do is a bunch of text in an irrelevant fucking podcast on irrelevant fucking streams on YouTube. That's your greatest fucking achievement, greatest move towards getting us off this massive shit show that we're on, this massive road to fucking dystopia. That's your greatest effort on Veli's chat and Banksy's fucking chat. Come on, dude. Can't expect anyone to take you seriously on the basis of shit like this. And there's a million of you, unfortunately. That's the problem. Ironically, there is a million of you cowards who sit in chat boxes and type shit. And if you all banded together and actually put your money where your mouths were, you would actually have some degree of power. But unfortunately, you're all cowards. So it's the chicken and an egg situation. Oh man. But anyway, so that was that's the ballad of Laurence Fox. There was another video. Oh, there it is. This is the other one where, hold on, let me bigger it, as they say. This was the other.
Coming after Loza. What? Look how many coppers there are in my house. Look at them coming to steal everything, take everything out of my house. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the country that we live in. Coming after Loza.
How long will it be till it's your house? Actually, let's this was very low.
What? No. Look how many coppers there are in my house. Look at them coming to steal everything, take everything out of my house. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the country that we live in.
How long is it going to be till it's your house? Maybe when they finally come for you and yours, people like Cognitive will find their voice. Suddenly they'll man the fuck up, or will you just simply cower away, tuck your fucking dick between your legs and pretend you're Nancy now, you're genderqueer, you're gender non-binary? I guarantee most of the people in the chat here who haven't actually put their face or their mouth anywhere out into the internet complaining about it, or even raising a question about any of this, will call themselves Nancy when the day comes. Who was it? There was one of Jesus's disciples. Was it Thomas? Maybe it was Thomas. Maybe it was someone else who Jesus said, before the crow rings twice, or before the crow crows twice before dawn, you will deny me 3 times. Guess where you are. Guess where your position is. That's what's going to happen. When they come knocking on your door, you will tuck your penis right between your legs and say, "I'm gender non-binary, officer. I'm part of the LGBT crew, officer. I'm cis bisexual." I can only imagine the number of you fucks who are gonna fucking pretend that you're a woman. You know, during the evacuation in Ukraine, when they weren't allowing men out but only women and children, the amount of these men who started complaining that I'm trans. I'm trans. I have to be let out of the country because I'm trans. I can guarantee you half these fuckers in text who complain about people who actually have put themselves out there will be suddenly trans in order to get on the next train out of the good old Blighty. Banksy, God made the sun on the fourth day. Think about it. Yeah, I know, Phil. God made the sun on the fourth day. Did he make the sun on the fourth day? Is that accurate? Because that seems like it's an. I mean, so yeah, I guess you're right, because it says God made the heavens and the earth, and then He made light, and they said, "Let there be light," and so He did all of that shit in darkness, which is impressive enough as it is. I mean, to do all of that without a sun. And then, say, "Let there be light." Wow. He is God, though. He is God. You can't mess with God. God can do anything. And He can also have days, which makes no sense with an omnipotent being who lives outside of space-time. But okay, let's not go down that road. I'm not taking that road. I'm gonna keep going, because there's one more piece of footage that I want to. Now, this is going to be somewhat irrelevant to you guys in the chat. So this isn't really for you guys in the chat. This is for me to kind of give. I want to clip this for Hafiz Reflex. And by the way, go sign up to Hafiz Reflex if you have not become a subscriber. Eventually, I will put some new stuff on there, or edit some of this stuff and put it on there. But yeah, I got to sanitize everything for Hafiz. I'm sorry, Hafiz is like a PG-13 channel, so I can't put a lot of the stuff that I say on here on there. So I have to actually pick out exact segments. So I'm going to pick this segment. So yeah, this segment is about Sneeko and Bradley Martin. Now, most of you may or may not know who Sneeko and Bradley Martin are. Sneeko is a disciple of Andrew Tate, who is also converted to Islam. And Bradley Martin is just this jacked up, juiced up, roid rage bodybuilder who has fitness, Instagram, and he's a fitness influencer, I guess, to some extent now, a podcaster, talks about all sorts of different topics, but mostly he came through fitness, I would imagine, because he's just a roided up, jock. So anyway, he constantly, Bradley Martin constantly asks MMA fighters and boxers and professional fighters that could he defeat them in some sort of fighting event, boxing, MMA, whatever. He's literally asked people like Nate Diaz whether he could take him, because he weighs 260, 70 pounds, and most of that is muscle. He's just much larger than most of these other people that he talks about. I mean, he never talks that kind of crap about heavyweight boxers, MMA guys. He doesn't go after John Jones or any of the other Cormier or any other heavyweights or previous heavyweights. No, he only talks like that about people who are much, much smaller than him, like in the 180, 90 pound or lower categories. Kind of like Sneeko here. He's probably like 160, 170. This is in American money, of course. In English, you're looking at Sneeko is 12 stone, maybe 10 stone. Nah, he's probably about 12 stone, and Bradley is probably 18, 19 stone, and also 6'4", 6'5". Sneeko is probably 6'1", 6'2". So this is the situation. Bradley constantly boasts about how he can beat MMA fighters. Sneeko has been doing some boxing, obviously, because he's a disciple of Andrew Tate. So he's gone around, the different trips and these places he's taken. He's been in Thailand and whatever, and he's done some boxing training. Clearly, he hasn't sparred. This man has not sparred. These are both ridiculous idiots. They don't have gum shields, so everything they're doing is moronic. And they suddenly decide to put on some gloves and just go at it in some random gym or whatever they are. They're doing some podcasts and training. So this is Sneeko and Bradley Martin sparring. And unfortunately, Bradley Martin is an egotistical maniac, and you'll see why.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
Yo, bro.
Hey, get ready.
Yo, stop looking at me like that, bro. He's about to go on a hunt.
Get ready.
Wait, back up so I get some range.
All right, get ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
As you can see, Bradley Martin is not holding back. This is not a friendly sparring match. Bradley Martin is a juiced up jock with an ego bigger than his shoulders. So clearly, he's not going to hold back. While Sneeko is actually holding back. But I think Sneeko is holding back because he thinks that if he actually hits him harder, Bradley Martin is just going to fucking go even harder than that. So I think he's just thinking that maybe if he doesn't hit Bradley Martin as hard as Bradley's hitting him, he may not essentially piss off this juiced up roid rage fucking monster.
Survive! You got this! Survive! Call it time.
The thing is, both of them can't box for dick. I mean, that's blatantly obvious. Even someone as amateur as me is able to see they can't box. But Bradley clearly is much stronger than him, and he's hitting him far harder than Sneeko is. Sneeko has no head movement. He has virtually no defense whatsoever. And he is just eating fist. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, he's just eating punches. And look at his stance. Look at the hold on. Let me go back to the thing before they start. This is before he gets the first. What is that? How much, like, no defense. His head is just wide open like a cantaloupe ready to be splattered on. I mean, what? At least Bradley is slightly cautious. He's kind of leaning back before he realizes he's boxing against essentially a punching bag with legs. Boom, boom. Bang, bang. He's just eating fist. Look at this. His eyes are closed. He's just eating fist the whole time. No defensive maneuvering.
Survive! Survive! Call it time. 1 second.
Look at this. Dear God, he's just eating fist. And then he takes a serious right. Look at this. Bam. and he's just eating fist. And Bradley, look at him. He can't actually box. But
40 seconds.
after this many shots to the face, Sneeko should have recognized Bradley is not holding back. He's just going to keep on punching you in the face. You have no mouth guard, which is ridiculous because later on, Sneeko starts complaining about how he chipped his tooth because you don't have a mouth guard, you morons. What are you doing? And then he doesn't even like change up. He doesn't put a couple of decent shots in to let Bradley know, no, you're being a bit of a dick right now. Stop actually hitting me in the face like hard. This was supposed to be a friendly sparring match. But of course, Sneeko has never actually had any kind of sparring. So that's why he's eating so much fist. Cover up, you fool.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
What did you expect? Look at this egotistical roid monster right here. Look at the size of this man, and this man wants to just put fists in your face because his ego is beyond measure, and he's never going to actually take that older brother kind of role. I think he mistakes Bradley for Andrew. Andrew, believe it or not, has that kind of older brotherish sort of attitude where if he thinks someone isn't doing things right, he doesn't know how to box, he will be gentle with them and has that like teacher mentality. Bradley is just a giant pre-workout bag of ego, roided up ego. That's what Bradley is. What are you doing sparring with this idiot in the first place with no mouth guard and clearly with no training of any real sorts, because it looks like you've never taken shots in the face. When you take a shot in the face, hold on, let me go back here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He took a couple of shots earlier. Look at this. His eyes are shut. How are you fighting with your eyes shut, you absolute moron? No. Let me go back. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. No hands. Hands are just like completely off. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Guys and girls, do not follow these idiots and do not take fighting advice from these idiots because they're all idiots. And here's another one to round off this particular segment of idiots boxing. I guess it should be called, really. That's our entire segment here is idiots boxing. Here is another gentleman called John Zerka, who's a Canadian Albanian who also thinks that he's just a roided up jock who confesses to taking, the snow blow up the nose quite regularly. And that's his entire training is just roid, push weights, and then snow, and then he thinks he's a boxer. And here he is again against another, even not as good a boxer, but slightly better boxer than him. That's all it is. These guys are like amateur beyond belief, but they're just internet wannabe tough guys. It's unbelievable. I mean, this actually makes Andrew Tate look good. This is how bad these people are. And Andrew Tate has been noted to be good, but somewhat mediocre. He would never hold it in the UFC. Let's put it this way. Andrew Tate would never make it in the UFC. He would get crushed in the UFC.
You guys are late.
Okay, come on, bro. I'm going to skip a lot of this because this is a lot of BS. Apparently, there's this other chap. He's called Prime. I guess. I mean, I'm called Banksy, so can't really diss someone with a nickname. But anyway, this guy is called Prime. He does seem to have at least some level of boxing training. He may have actually sparred. I don't know, man. I think Zerka still roids up. I think that's just BS.
5 seconds. Get Jordan too if he's falling.
How much time?
7 seconds.
How much time for the fight?
There's 7 seconds left of this round, and then you guys get a 1.5. Ready?
Oh, wait a minute. They've already started. Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Boxing. Just no elbows, no knee, no kicks. All right?
Straight boxing.
Know the rules?
Come on, bro.
All right, I want a clean fight. Ready?
Please, Prime.
3,
Oh, yeah.
2.
One thing, they both have mouth guards. Thank goodness that there's actually someone that has a head screwed on right, and I think that's the guy in the middle here who actually is someone who knows about boxing.
1, let's go.
mean, Zerka is clearly the bigger guy, but no actual boxing. You see this guy? You see the difference between this prime black guy compared to Sneeko's? This is Sneeko. This is Prime. This is how to be an idiot. This is how to have had some level of training in boxing. This is the difference between idiots and someone who's had some training. Look at Prime's hands. Look at Prime's hands. Look at Sneeko's hands. Just eating fist. Just fist. Just nothing but pure air in between Bradley's fists and Sneeko's head. Nothing but air. Just clean right through, fist in the face. This is Prime. Now look at the idiot who doesn't know how to box, which is Zerka. Now, Zerka, admittedly, he does have his right hand at least against his face, but you'll see how much Zerka doesn't know how to box. Boom. Zerka's trying to wrestle him because he clearly is not going to be able to box this man.
Break. Hey, break. Come on.
Look at this. Zerka doesn't want to let go. He's not letting go.
Break. Ready?
I know, just be careful.
Time.
Funny thing is, Aiden Ross is the one who is actually promoting all of this nonsense, but he himself, I haven't seen him in the ring.
Come on, Prime.
Okay. They didn't even finish a whole round and they have to rest. Dear God.
Jordan too. There's 7 seconds.
Let's go.
3, 2.
That was time? How the hell?
Fuck him up. Need water?
Okay. At least they have mouth guards.
50 seconds. You guys got 50. That's the time right there.
More? You have 2? 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Come on. Hands up.
You ain't hit that. That's more pressure. Come on, son.
Look at Zerka. Look at Zerka's defensive posture. This is an idiot who doesn't know how to box. Look at this. Look at these hands. Where the hell are these hands? What are they doing? Where are you at, Zerka? Where do you think these hands should be? Holy crap. And look at the other guy, Prime. Look at where his hands are. Idiots. You could watch a Floyd Mayweather or a Tyson bloody reel on YouTube. There are like 1 million boxing trainers on YouTube. You could just watch half a dozen of them at least, just to have an idea of how to freaking throw a punch and how to have a defensive posture, how to hold your hands up. Oh dear Lord. Look at this. Look at this. And even Prime is wailing. He's just haymakering it the whole time. He's not exactly proficient in his jabs and crosses. He's just throwing wild hands. But at least he covers up when he's done.
Break. Guys, be careful.
No extra
be careful.
Break.
Right. Be careful. All right. Be careful. Wait. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. 20 seconds, guys.
Now fatigue is setting in, so they're even going to get crappier with their boxing. At least Prime has his hand. There you go. You see? Bam. He comes. He's got his hands up. He ducks. Something. What are you doing, Zerko?
3.
Okay. Those were. I mean, you see, the other guy's throwing wild haymakers as well. He's not like in control of anything, but at least he had some defense. Let me fast forward this BS.
Come on. Ready? Let's go. Go.
Come on, Zerko. Suck it up. Yeah, you see, this is the difference. You may roid up and push a lot of weights. That doesn't give you stamina. That's not going to give you oxygen in your chest when your body is depleted and all those chemicals and everything is just washed away with the adrenaline that you get at the beginning. When that's all gone, you need stamina, baby. That's your skipping. That's your running. That's not your pushing weights. You might bench press 300 pounds, but you don't have it in the third or fourth round.
Oh, yeah? That's how you practice.
All right, break. Bro, come on, rap. Yeah, bro. Come on.
Zerko's trying to intimidate him now. What are you doing, man? Even Prime is running out of gas. He's got his mouth guard out of his mouth. They're all gassing. Now Prime is holding on. He's worn out. He's gassing now. Oh, Zerko is finding some second wind there somewhere. Bloody hell, man. Look at this. Look how dirty boxing. Look at the dirty boxing. This is so pathetic. I swear, man, these guys. It's irritating watching these amateurs. Are they gonna go one more? No. They took off the gloves. That's it. This is it. Anyway, so that was that. That was for my Hafiz Reflex. Please go subscribe and like in Hafiz Reflex. And now back to the regularly scheduled program, boys and girls. We're coming back down to essentially Laurence Fox and his diabolical speech. Okay, I think I've done my bit for what I needed. I will now throw this bad boy out to the boys in the chat. Let's see who's got the nuts and who's just a text monkey. I'm gonna pin this one. Anyone who wins. Triller. Look, I know Janet has seems to have deleted or blocked you or done something. I think she timed you out. Jump on the panel, but don't talk about Janet. If she's not into it, if she's not about it, then just let it be. You can jump on the panel, have your say, but if Janet isn't about it, then don't go after Janet, okay? Leave it be if she's not into it. And Janet, my queen, jump on as well if you want to jump on, and we'll discuss what may or may not have occurred, because I'll be honest, I kind of missed what has been said or has been discussed. Or was it real needs another? Oh my god! Oh, no wonder she fucking banned your ass, you dickhead. Triller, what are you saying, man? Of course she's gonna fuck with you. She's an admin. Don't fuck around. Stop saying shit like that to Janet. Okay. Angel Moon has said, what do you think of the news that Britain are sending troops to Ukraine? That's a bad move. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm sure that is not, they're not doing it alone. I'm sure this is off the back of the Americans, who will most definitely be sending troops on the ground to Ukraine. This is an escalation to World War III. Guess who's been saying that from day one? Yo. And also Manny, and many other people. You can take what's it called? Based Welshman, Manny. Everybody's been saying America and Britain should not be sending people on the ground. This is World War III crap. Big up Base. I just mentioned your name, and there you pop up. As they say, the devil always pops up when you call his name. How's it going?
Well, not bad. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've spoken, actually. I missed you.
You were just talking about Ukraine and Russia.
Well, no, I was discussing a whole bunch of other things about Laurence Fox, but Ukraine came up because Angel Moon posted a thing about Britain sending British troops. This is World War III shit, right? What do you think?
Yep. It's the way. It's what NATO wants. It's what America wants.
But this is like potentially the end of all. It's the end of the world as we know it.
Well, without tension and war, there's no purpose for NATO. NATO was basically at the end of its arse a couple of years ago, but obviously now it's found a new lease of life with obviously backing from the Americans, who are just funding the death and destruction of Ukraine and its people.
But no, this isn't just death and destruction of NATO. Sorry, the Ukrainians. No, this is the death and destruction of us all. This could escalate to nuclear weapons.
Oh, well, I totally agree. But currently, but Biden gave a speech. I believe it was today or yesterday, and it was broken down quite well by a pundit, where he said, Russia are 100% to blame for the war in. I'm thinking to myself, you're not even remembering like just recent history, like not the last 10 years. Just completely ignores it. And he said, "Oh, we don't want this war. We want." And then you see interviews from like defense secretaries and military generals, and they're saying it's brilliant because what we're doing, we're weakening Russia, weakening it as a state and as a power, and obviously weakening their army down, and none of us are getting killed.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Talking like it's a great like chess move, 4D chess and stuff. You're like, fuck.
Hello, Mr. Sheffield. Have we spoken before? Because you seem your video was on earlier on, and you seem very familiar. That you may have spoken on Reverend Simon's panel by any chance.
Yeah, I've been on a few times. Yeah, hey, up there. How you doing, fella? Does anybody really know about the history of the Ukraine? It's very, 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 very complicated. The center of the former Russian Empire was actually, before it went to Leningrad, before it went to St. Petersburg, as we now call it, and Moscow, the center of Ukraine, the center of the Russian Empire was based in Ukraine before it went to the other states. It was one big, massive empire. And not only that, when communism came along, in the winter of 1931, 1932, I might be a year out either way, over 9 million Ukrainians were starved to death by Stalin. So there's a great feeling of malcontent amongst ethnic Ukrainians with regard to what the Soviets and what the Russians have done throughout their history. Now, when Mustache Man came rolling eastwards in 1943, lots of Ukrainians actually went over to Mustache Man and became allies. So it's very, 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 very complicated. It was voted one of the most corrupt regimes in the entire world, and that was before. Yeah, that was before Zelensky even became to power. Now it's rumored that he came to power in an American deep state-backed coup. And yeah, it's a shit show. It's very, very, very complicated.
It's not rumored, it's actually fact. That was what happened in 2014, where the United States and the NATO nations essentially instigated a coup in Ukraine. This was the Orange Movement. Do you guys remember the Orange Movement and all that?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Well, that was, if you go back to, like, I'm sure the videos are still up there, 2014, that was it. That was the Orange protest, Orange Movement in Ukraine to get out the corrupt Russian backed dictator from Ukraine and have a fair and what's the word, fair and damn, I forgot that, they use that against Biden, fair and something elections. Anyway, yeah, so they went for that. Zelensky got elected, or supposedly got elected, and here we are. And there was a massive, and it created a huge amount of discontent amongst Russian supporting Ukrainians, because there are Russian supporting Ukrainians, Russian speaking, Russian supporting Ukrainians, especially in the regions of Donbass and the Crimea and Kirkuk or whatever it is. There's other regions. And you're right, Sheffield, in regards to. Sorry, is it Loafer or is it
Loafer? Just call me Loafer.
Loafer. In regards to the Ukrainians joining the SS. In fact, the people just recently in Canada that the Canadian Prime Minister, oh my God, Trudeau.
Oh, Fidel Castro's love child, allegedly.
Allegedly Fidel Castro's love child, who just shook hands with them and praised them in their Houses of Commons or whatever they've got, were actually former SS soldiers.
I can't remember what regiment he was in, but like I said, but after the Holodomor of 1931-32, when Stalin sequestered all the grain, after he collectivized all the farms and made them less productive, I mean, the kulaks were despised because they were seen as capitalists. They might have had a goat and a cow and a little bit of land, and they were the most highly productive grain producers in the Ukraine. Now, they were all sent off to the gulags. The farms were collectivized. They were less productive, and whatever grain they produced was shipped back to the cities, back north to Russia, and between 7 and 9 million Ukrainians starved to death 2 years before the Reichstag was burnt down and Hitler came to power. So you can imagine why the Ukrainians hated the Soviets. Now, obviously, we've got the ethnic Russians in the Donbass and the Crimea. Yes. If you ever look back on the mainstream media reports about what was going on prior to Zelensky taking power, they're all anti-Ukraine, very critical of Ukraine being a corrupt regime. But as soon as the Russians invaded, the mainstream media did a 180 saying apparently Russia bad, Ukraine good.
Yeah, I mean, Lofa, what's your opinion on the whole British troops going into Ukraine now and potentially, well, obviously it's going to be followed by American troops. It's guaranteed. Oh, Welshie, you got two of you now. Okay, that's a bit weird.
Drop the one on the live and pick up the other one.
Sorry, so the one that you're talking out of right now, drop that one?
Yeah, drop that one. And then next one in.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, you're back. What was it, two phones? Or
one.
Is this one on a computer?
There's an echo at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well,
just a quick one. I've dropped in two tremendous videos of 2014. Not so much for who's right or wrong, but just for content.
Let me see. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Lofa, you can see those as well. But I mean, I'll try and copy them and then post them.
They're very entertaining.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So where were we? This whole thing. Yeah, but British troops going in Sheffield. What do you think?
Well, it didn't work very well in Vietnam when the French couldn't hold and the Americans sent in observers into Vietnam. I mean, we could go down the realms of conspiracy theories with regard to the Gulf of Tonkin incident, but that also happened before in Cuba. I think it was, I don't know, it was 1906, 1908, something like that, where the Americans decided they'd go into Cuba. It was possibly a false flag. I don't know, but basically...
Well, Vietnam wasn't it?
Yeah, you send people in there as observers and trainees, and they get involved, and they end up dying, and then that is basically the excuse to go to a full-scale war.
Yeah, the thing is, in the case of Vietnam, they didn't have nuclear weapons that we had to deal with or worry about. There's a nuclear sort of added complication here with Russia that we can't. I mean, can we take these chances?
Well, let me just give you the update. Really, what's going on the front lines at the moment. So I'm watching a number of channels that are either pro or against but there's a few out there that try and be impartial as they can, and the Ukrainian offensive that has been going on for months now has stalled. They were boasting that they beat the front line trenches. There's 3 lines of trenches, and they don't put everything on the first line. It's it's just ridiculous to think that they've had over a year digging themselves in. The Russians are renowned for artillery and defense warfare, really, and taking numbers, and they'll just replace. And I'm hearing they haven't taken that many, not like the West are saying, but it's stalled, and the Russians have now done a counter-offensive, and they're knocking them back, and it's going to end soon anyway. Obviously, weather's going to drop it for the year, so it's not.
So you
good.
mean they're just going to stop and then come back in the spring?
Well, so the Russians have been on this offensive, and from what I'm hearing, you can get like 7-1 losses being on the offensive on that sort of trench attrition warfare. With loads of tank mines and loads of artillery. So the Ukrainians have taken a massive hit with manpower, especially when they're on the offensive, and they haven't taken fuck all really. Well, they've taken. I tell you what they took. It was on Sky News, and it got pulled off Sky News. It got deleted, but it has been done. It was on redacted yesterday. I watched it yesterday. A Ukrainian spokesman, or not for the government, but an expert, a Ukrainian, reluctantly said that Russia are winning because it's the attrition that they're going to win on, mainly at the moment. But the Ukrainians have only taken 1% back of what they've lost so far. 1%.
Can I ask you a question, please, Base Welshman?
Mm-hmm.
Big up Banksy, big up Lofa, and yeah, man. Big up the chat. Yeah, bro. What is the point of what you're trying to say? Like, what's the point? I might have missed it because I didn't hear all of it. But yeah, what's the point?
Well, we're discussing Ukraine and potentially Britain sending troops into Ukraine, and the story is generally about Ukraine. And Base Welshman was discussing or saying what the actual news or what the actual record of the achievements versus the Russians and the Ukrainians are, what they've lost and what they've gained.
If Britain are sending troops into Ukraine and Britain are part of NATO, that's basically advocating for World War III.
Oh yeah. So and I'm sure Americans will. The Britain isn't going to just do this unilaterally. I'm sure America is going to be sending troops as well.
Because if it's blatantly out there, yeah, sorry,
they're out there now, but they're not on an official.
Yeah, exactly. This is Black Ops.
No, but if it's Black Ops, which we've known for months, yeah, that's different. If it's official, that's something else.
Yeah,
so
no,
if
that's
it's Black Ops.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is not
Black Ops and mercenaries at the moment, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's different. That's
technically,
totally different.
But this is going to be official British troops, like on the surface, not no hidden sort of cover up about it.
I'll give you a channel name called Willie IOM, and very good channel on Ukraine.
Okay.
He's a vet, Australian. He was out there for the first 6 months. He's actually terminal brain tumor.
So you've got nothing to lose.
Oh,
yeah. He's not fighting though. He's reporting, but this is all true. It has been posted in the press, but it's been pretty quiet. There's been 2 murders with UK mercenaries in Ukraine by other mercenaries.
Bro, when it comes down to it, bro, yeah, I want to kind of get your perspective on this. I'll try and hit the point as quickly as possible, yeah. Like, end of the day, bro, yeah, I think, yeah, that this is all, yeah, about money, right?
Yep.
Ukraine, are basically, getting fucking, well, they're not getting money. The Americans and the US, the UK and whoever else is arming them, right, are making money because the arms manufacturers are basically making more arms, right?
Correct.
And, the US are the biggest in investing in that. So therefore, they're going to basically the arms manufacturers are going to be making the most, and the Russians same thing. So all we got is arms dealers making money. That's all that this war is
Yeah,
about.
I mean, basically, that's exactly
And
what's
that's
happening.
all war has ever been about.
Yeah, so the gains are obviously people making money, and obviously the losses are people, and the numbers we are talking, where we're talking something like around about some estimates are 250,000 each, going up to 500,000 each. I mean, I do watch Redacted. It is a bit pro-Russian, but it's definitely a better balance than the bullshit we get from Western media saying Putin's dying of something, some cancer, heart disease, kidney disease, or fucking diabetes or something. He's always dying of something, but he always seems to be there, and all the other shit they talk. I'm sort of lost my train of thought, but
Yeah, but like arms dealers, like
yeah.
Lord of War, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so yeah, the arm dealers are making all the money. If you look at certain interviews from generals, like I mentioned earlier on, they're loving it. They're fucking loving it, right? They want this. They said we're not losing any men, and we're we're getting all our money back eventually. But um, they've got no concern about what's happened. There was in Redacted last night. There was a money tree of ages of people in Ukraine, and it
Yeah.
just showed from like the ages of like 0 to 25 is really low. And the reason why
Yeah.
it's really low is there's one reason, it's because they come out of communism with the Russians, they mentioned, which makes sense. No one was having babies for a while. And two, that all the fucking young men are dead. Just like
Well, yeah.
just like what happened to Russia in the Second World War when they lost 20 million people. There was women left, but a lot of the alpha males had all died in the war. And that's
Yeah,
what's going to
well,
happen to
that's
Ukraine.
generally what they're like. Even the Polish men and other men, like you know, what I mean, they basically are these kind of types of characters where they're just ready to fight. You know what I mean, and ready to go into the fight. So you know, what I mean, they haven't got many fucking thinkers. You get me, right? People like, dude, we have a privilege in this country where we
No.
have freedom of speech better than other people do in other
No,
other
we
nations,
don't.
right?
We don't.
Well,
No,
no,
we don't. No,
generally,
we
it's
don't.
pretty,
And
it's pretty good in comparison
we
to
don't
other
have freedom
people's.
of free. We don't have
Well,
freedom of speech.
where is the best? Where do you think is the best place in the world where you can
Freedom of
say
speech?
whatever the fuck you like? Yeah,
Well, it's America, isn't it?
you
Yeah.
think so?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
because
enshrined
they
in
have
the
the they have
Constitution.
they have the First Amendment,
Okay.
which unless you're projecting violence,
Yeah.
covers you for basically more or less anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if for example, if I misgendered someone online,
yeah.
like maybe like Laurence Fox or someone like that,
Yeah.
or it doesn't have to be Laurence Fox. I mean, I'll give you another stat. It was in the last couple of years. I can't remember what year they're saying, but 1 year in the last 4 years, there was 500 arrests in Russia for online
Based. Can I just
bullshit.
interject? Because I think I
Well,
know
let
where
me
you're
just
going.
finish. Let me
Go on.
just finish my
Yeah, go
point.
on.
And in the UK, there was 3,000 arrests.
There were 3,000 arrests, right? But then when you compare the brutality between the police, between the Russians, the Americans, and the UK,
You talk
right?
about free speech.
We have, yeah, I know, but we have a hell of a lot better treatment. So we might have more arrests, right? But the treatment, right? Like you're not going to get shot dead and imprisoned fucking forever, right? But like the
In Russia,
Russians
you end
might.
up being thrown out a
Right,
window.
exactly.
The tall
Yeah, so
building.
exactly,
Or a
exactly.
polonium
Right?
dart.
Or fucking, just hung or whatever, like in American prisons or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't imprison
like
you; they just throw you out a tall building. Out
I'm
you go.
saying, like, you don't know. In my opinion, dude, yeah, you're better off in the UK
No,
overall, and you can have a better. You have more
no, but
say,
you
and there is more
no,
likely that you
because
can
unless look,
say
look,
what
look,
you
look,
like
look, look,
living in
Freddie,
the UK and
unless you
get
fit
away
the
with it.
narrative, see, we talk about Chris Packman that says that that people it's a moral right to commit crime. So he can say that, but other people can't be misogynistic. You know, I mean that's more of a crime then if the narrative fits, you can say anything. Like
Right. But that's
Andrew Bolton said that you should shut down GB News because someone was misogynistic. Well,
right.
if that was the case, why didn't he scream and shout about Philip Schofield and ITV and shutting down ITV because of Philip Schofield?
Right, but
But
then
no,
a lot of
he didn't
people
scream then,
have
did he?
talked
It's
about
because
a l-
GB News doesn't fit the narrative, and GB News doesn't fit the narrative.
well, they're not as
Then,
big. They're not as big.
well, no, they don't fit the narrative. So if they don't fit the narrative, their free speech is
No,
curtailed, or
but it's
people from
harder
there
to
are
tackle,
curtailed.
right?
The thing is, it's not just that. It's the fact that you don't even have to go to Philip Schofield. How about Jimmy Savile? How about Rolf Harris?
I
These
just gave
people,
them
Yeah. Again, a
these
lot of
people have been on the
attack
BBC for
So-
decades.
Yeah,
Right.
we've got a
literally, they
chief.
were
We
for
got a
decades.
chief
But you
reporter
got
from Sky News. One of the chief reporters of Sky News, literally screaming to close down a news station because one of their presenters was misogynistic, not because they were nonsense around, because he was
Exactly.
misogynistic.
Exactly. No,
Right,
no, because they
but
want because these people want the competition shut down.
Yes.
Of
exactly.
course
Free
it is.
speech. What I'm saying,
Exactly.
if it fits the narrative, you've got free speech because you can say outrageous shit like that and get away with it, and no one's going to challenge you. Why didn't they challenge him when they say to him, "Wait there, you're literally you're sounding really fascist"? I mean, no
Yeah,
one agrees to what he
yeah,
said.
but
Really,
dude, we're
he
talking
should have
about the
beat her on points
repercussions,
rather than
right?
beat her on abuse.
The repercussions here are really minimal. You might get deplatformed, yeah? That's fucking nothing, yeah? Compared to what other countries will do. Like, you go to China and say anything, yeah? Against the
But
fucking
that's
president.
the whole point, Triller. That we're not like China and North Korea, Iran. Most of us, our families ran away from those shitholes to come here because of the fact that this place has these freedoms.
China is going to be the leading fucking country in the world, yeah? Because they have got their shit together.
Okay,
Compared
Triller,
to the
you
UK
saying that
and
you're saying that
America.
is quite crazy
hell.
because currently I'm on bail conditions after being arrested, but literally being a citizen journalist, right? I'm on I'm on three bullshit charges. I can't talk about a location. I can't post about a location, and I can't go to protests. Okay.
Any protests? You can't go to any protests, even in London or anything.
Yes.
Fudge me, those bastards.
When you talk about I haven't got free speech, you're fucking right. I haven't got fucking free speech. And anyone comes around and tells me,
you got arrested. You freaking out. You were under conditions of bail. That's what happened.
Yes, but he got arrested for bullshit. I've seen his live streams.
Yeah, but basically it curtails it curtails the Human Rights Act 6, 8, and 10, right?
Right.
That I can't protest.
Dude, you're complaining about some fucking Ponzi shit, yeah? Dude, end of the day, yeah? You could do whatever the fuck you like. You're just scared that there are going to be repercussions, yeah? Your repercussions are going to be fuck all, but you don't want to go there, right?
The subject was...
Other people have gone there. You ain't going to be a Julian Assange, yeah? Taking fucking refuge in the UK, in another embassy.
That's going to get deported to America, yeah, free speech. Free speech, remember, he didn't commit a crime.
Yeah, but one, you ain't big enough, right? And two,
everything he reported was true.
You ain't got the balls enough, yeah, to get arrested and to carry on fucking with whatever you're trying to promote. So the thing is, dude, yeah, like other people have got the
what to get arrested? I've already been arrested.
But that's the thing. Like, end of the day, some
been
people
arrested 4 times in as many years.
Some people have been incarcerated, right, for promoting whatever.
But it was free speech you were talking about, saying UK's new bastion for free speech. I've never heard so much bullshit in all my life.
I'm saying, yeah,
I'm saying you're full of shit.
One at a time, fellas.
You get more free speech in this country compared to Russia
if you fit the narrative.
That's not the point. That is so not the point. It's like, as I said, you can compare. You get so much more free speech than in North Korea.
Brilliant.
What are you complaining about?
Brilliant.
What kind of bullshit is that? That's not the fucking point.
Dude. You want full autonomy. You want full, like freedom, yeah, dude. It doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, it does not exist.
It did. It did. Back in the 90s, it did.
I admit that, but you don't. That's my point.
The fact is,
UK being a bastion of free speech,
No,
and I'm
it's
saying, do you know?
better than other
And you've
countries.
just
That's
proved
what
it
I'm
for
thinking
me.
out like.
No,
You're
the
comparing it
fact
against
is
like
that there were
you're comparing it
freedoms.
against Russia, which proves my
Listen,
point.
You want to walk around naked,
Triller,
bro.
Triller,
all
no,
around
no.
London.
First of all, even if you did, there are actual nudist beaches in Europe that you can do that. But no, the point isn't, Triller. The point isn't that you don't have free speech. It's that you don't have the right to be relevant and to have your your speech
Or have your own opinion.
no, not opinion. You can have it. I'll give you an exact example of why you actually have free speech. You just don't have the freedom to be popular. That's what it is, because there was a flag. Hold on, I'll give you an example. There was a mock-up of the new LGBT flag. You know, the one with the triangle on the side and all that crap. Well, people did the mock-up of that, make it look like to make it look like a swastika.
Nazi.
Yes, the Nazi sort of symbol.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was some people who were popular who posted that had their Twitter account banned or had their Twitter account suspended. All of that, I heard all about it. I posted that, got nothing, not a single thing, not a warning. It never got took off. It's still on my Twitter right now. You can go find it. Not a damn thing happened. You know why? Because I have 125 people. No, I have 206 people following me on Twitter.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
So what I will tell
There you
you
go.
is I will promise you, you can go on Twitter right now with however many followers you have, as long as they're under like a few hundred, and say anything you want. Say what you can repeat what Laurence Fox said verbatim from GB News and from his Majid Nawaz podcast, and nothing will happen to you. But
low profile.
If that suddenly becomes popular,
well,
then you're in the shit.
That's it.
If you're doing live streams about spicy subjects, trust me, you become a target.
But if you're popular, like
it's become exactly. If you do live streams about spicy targets, that is popular. That becomes popular. The thing is, Welshie,
you become a target.
No, yeah, exactly. Because what happens, Welshie, is right now you're like on that line between the popular and unpopular sort of levels. So you are just popular enough for enough people to watch your stuff, but you're not big enough for that to blow up to become something crazy.
Let me say this, yeah. I don't know you, Welshman, right? But listening to you over like a couple of streams on Banksy's show, yeah, you know, you're not the worst spoken person in the world. You're white. And on top of that, right, you're fighting against the agenda, right? You know what I mean? And for, you know, like the betterment, right? And you're fighting against the establishment from what I can see, yeah? So the thing is, dude, yeah, they're going to see you more as a threat than someone like me who's going drunk and just fucking jumping on YouTube and chatting to Banksy.
Yeah, but Triller, well, she's actually got a relatively large, she's got like 12K, I think, was it 12K?
13,
subscribers.
Dude. If I went to central London, yeah, I would fucking get 12K subscribers in a day.
Yeah,
if I just went out and chatted to some girls and said, yo, let's do this, let's do that, and I got like some girls to jump on my stream. And bro, like it's
Triller,
bro.
it is. It's much harder than you think. I'm at 3,000.
Really
I started uploading to this YouTube channel in my Banksy style one since 2016.
Banksy, if that's what you want, dude, yeah.
No,
I got plenty of ideas.
Okay. Implement them on your YouTube channel. Get a YouTube channel from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in about 6 months, and then come back to me and say, "There you go."
Right, but then what do I get? Give me 10 grand then, and I'll do that.
Why should I pay you any money? You make 10 grand from that YouTube channel.
No, I don't care.
No, I'm not making a bet with you. I'm saying you're saying it's easy, and I'm saying go ahead and prove it that it's easy.
Right.
Don't chat shit.
Banksy. So this is for Banksy and for Triller, because I've had my channel now for like 4 or 5 years on this one, lucky enough, and my channel was static. It wasn't going anywhere because it was like behind brick walls and it's not being promoted. It's just not the right subject matters, protest, freedom, protests, etc. And what I did a couple of months ago is I filmed a riot. And in that riot, I picked up, in 12 hours, I picked up 3,000 subs. But on my live, Thriller, I had 20,000 on my live at that moment for the 3-hour
I
live
remember
stream.
that.
What
But
was
the
it
thing,
about?
no.
What
But the thing was,
riots.
though, but
So
you
if
had
film a riot-
10,000 subs way before that because you started going down to Dover,
Yeah.
and recording the
Yeah.
migrants coming in.
Yeah.
So you blew up a little bit more before that as well.
You know that there are literally all of those people that were literally against immigration, right, were probably watching what you were doing, right? Is that what was happening?
Well, that became really popular. Yeah, I mean that blew him up. But also Simon Sideways you were on his show several times, so you gained some notoriety there. But what I mean is that you built it, but it wasn't easy, was it, Welsh? You bloody worked hard for that.
I can tell you, I picked up most probably 70% of my subs at 3 different locations, and that was it. Like most probably all of about weeks, maybe 20 lives. I've done like 500 videos, and maybe 3/4 of my subs come from 20 lives. Honestly.
Yeah, look, dude, Churchill won a world war, right? He became fucking, renowned because of it, right? Won world war, you know what I mean? It is what it is,
Yeah,
dude.
I think that's a little bit different though from recording migrants on boats.
It is a thing of when it comes down to it, you do something that is basically popular, right? That is significant, right? And you're going to be recognized for it, right? So when it comes down to it, dude,
when I done it, I wasn't popular.
I mean, 20,000 people in the UK is fuck all, right? That's nothing. That's my fucking.
It's not even in the UK.
But if you want to get subs,
right? That's my corner shop.
Film disorder.
Hold on, Triller. Hold
That's
on.
how many people go to my corner shop.
I know. Okay, Trill. Let Bass go. Sorry, I just want to say something as well.
No. Yeah, I mean it's quite simple. The most subs I picked up was just basically that one day. It was over 3,000. Film a riot. You can film a riot in London, you're going to pick up subs.
Yeah. I think that was definitely a thing. But one thing I want to sort of point out is that it is true that only a handful of events can suddenly blow you up, but you also cover similar sort of things consistently, and you did something consistently for several months, especially those Dover trips, and that was to your cost, to your lack of sleep, having to get up at 4 a.m. to get out there.
This is shit about getting up to do, dude. You got to get up to earn money and to do what you believe in.
Yeah, but what I mean is that there was a lot of effort put into that. The way you make out, Triller, that you're gonna get 10K subs on YouTube in a few months because you just know what to do. What I would say to you is go and do it and then talk about how you did it.
Getting up in the morning is not a lot of effort, dude. Yeah, everybody fucking gets up
go
early.
And do it,
right?
And then come back. But what I want to get back to, is Welsh's what I said in regards to your popularity is the reason you're getting currently the bail charge, the arrests and this and that, is because you are just popular enough for the government to start to shut you down, but you're not big enough for it to become a global or an international event. Because if he was bigger, he would have been on Trigonometry and all sorts of other shows talking about how they just sort of clamped you down. Because I know which protests he's talking about. There's a particular hotel in Wales.
He would have been on GB News.
Easily, because the fact is that if he was big enough, if he had 50 to 100K, he would have probably been on GB News talking about how he was recording a migrant hotel.
Well, GB News is ignoring the subject at the moment.
Really?
They're ignoring all the subjects. GB News is ignoring all the fucking subjects, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nigel Farage went fishing one day and he saw these dinghies floating across. And that was the big bombshell moment when it was delivered to the fucking normies and mainstream media.
I don't know if he was ignoring it.
Active Patriot was in there at Dover, and no reporting restrictions have been put on him, I presume.
Yeah.
Not only yourself,
Loafer. Sorry, let me just jump in with Loafer. So when Nigel Farage came to Dover and filmed on the banks of Dover, Little Veteran was in the background. Little Veteran was doing his thing there. Active was as well, and going there long before Farage turned up.
Months before Farage turned up. Farage just basically swallowed up all their credit, all their work.
But apart from that, he didn't credit anyone in the sense he didn't really he ignored little veteran. And the boat graveyard that Active found via a tip from one of his subs, and then
Sorry, Welsh, you stopped. You broke up.
You can't, bro.
Damn, I think he's lost
Yeah,
we lost his connection.
Yeah.
But what I will say is he's right. Active Patriot and as a Little Patriot or other Little Veteran, whatever. These
Little
other
Veteran,
guys.
yeah.
These other guys were out there months and months, day in, day out, recording this stuff, showing everyone what was going on. And admittedly, yes, they got some notoriety out of it. But Nigel Farage rolls up in there like he just discovered this yesterday. And then pretends as if none of these guys hard work. Never even had one of them on the show or on his in front of his camera saying these are the people who come down and report this kind of thing to us every day on YouTube when no one else in the mainstream media is even remotely interested in this subject.
That goes to say a lot about his character, right?
Oh yeah, that's why nobody trusts him.
Oh yeah,
but end of the day, dude, Base Welshman. I mean, I'm totally against your politics, right? Because I don't have a problem with immigrants, and I don't have a problem with people trying to basically, come to this country, right? I don't have a problem with that. You clearly do.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm totally against you.
Yeah, but I don't.
When it comes down to hold on 1 second, bro. Yeah.
You've announced something that's not correct.
Just let me finish my sentence. No. Let me finish my sentence. Yeah.
Let me
finish.
Okay, you finish, and I'll come back to you.
All right, and then right. Thank you. Right. So when it comes down to what I've listened to on my interpretation of what you're trying to promote, right, is basically anti-immigration, right? Anti-freaking asylum seeking and so on, right? That's from what I'm guessing that you're trying to do, right? So what I'm trying to say to you, dude, is that, look, I am totally against you in that regard, right? I support people trying to basically, go for a better life, and they're risking their lives for it, all right? And when it comes down to people like you, right, from what I see that you're displaying, from my opinion, I just think that you're literally not helping human beings at all.
Okay, can I respond?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, one of the first statements you made was, "I haven't got a problem, and I fully support people trying to make a better life." Was what you're saying, and you said that I don't. No. So my problem is not with people trying to make a better life. That's a human normal reaction to try and make a better life for themselves. So the statement you said there is incorrect. I do believe the immigration system in the UK is fucking just rubbish. It's terribly done. It needs to be changed completely. That doesn't mean I'm against migrants or against coloured people or anything like that. That means that the immigration system needs to change rapidly in the UK. We can't keep on accepting 500,000 new people into the country. And between schools to all the other public services, including obviously healthcare and all that, it becomes, and it is proven, if you look at recent history, that it's the case. No one can get dentists. No one can see their doctors.
What, on the NHS for free? Most people get private health care anyway.
That's why you pay the NHS for.
Let me
pay for your fucking healthcare.
Hold on, Triller. It's not free. It's not free. I can tell you it's not free because it says it on my pay slip every month with the national insurance deductions. I promise you it's not free. I've seen it come out of my... Yes, the NHS is not free. The NHS comes out of my paycheck every month. Every month I see those deductions.
We pay for that.
Most people don't go NHS. Most people go private.
Triller, yes, I agree. If I have to use a private system, then I don't want to pay the national insurance every month. Give me back that money because I'm not using that service anymore, and I will go and put that money towards a private healthcare. But I can't do that. I have to pay extra for the private as well as the NHS. So why the fuck should I pay for some dickwad who just rocked up from Iran and is now claiming my tax money?
Okay,
I'll back you up. Yeah, I'll say 1 second, bro. Yeah, I'll say that the NHS is being exploited by a bunch of fucking wealthy people that are exploiting it, right?
God.
I know
Wealthy
that
people.
100%.
We're not
Wealthy
talking
people.
about,
Still, because they are
but we're not
literally, it's a
talking
black
about how
check.
it's run. We're not talking
No,
about how
no,
it's run. We're
well,
talking about how
I
it's
work with
effective.
the NHS, yeah, and I know, yeah, firsthand, right, from many different people, yeah, that is being exploited, dude. Yeah, I know that, and I can see it every fucking day.
By NHS tourism.
But, yeah, dude, yeah, I know that literally any healthcare is better than none. Free healthcare is better than none.
It's
Whether
not
it's
free.
shit,
It's not
dude,
free.
look,
It's
dude,
not free.
you know,
I will
when it
show
comes-
you on every one of my pay slips for the last 20 years.
Dude,
It's not
dude.
free.
Dude, for you, maybe, yeah. When it comes down to it, yeah, it is helping a lot of other people. That look, would you
Yeah,
rather
but
a
it's
healthcare system where people have a form of healthcare
Triller.
or
You
none?
just don't call it
Triller.
free.
Okay,
Just don't
yeah.
call
First
it
of all,
free.
don't call it free. Second of all, I'll give you a reason why I am where I am. I don't mind. I had no problem. In fact, the NHS national insurance payment was the only tax that I was happy to pay most of my life, because I know that if I pay that, then when my mother gets ill, she will use the money that I paid all these years to go to hospital and she'll be taken care of. But you know what happened when we finally got to that point after decades in this country of paying taxes? My mum paid a fortune in taxes when she had her own businesses. I pay fortune in taxes. My brothers, my middle brother has paid more tax than you can possibly imagine. But when we got to the point when my mum's finally at her autumn years or winter years and she's ill and she needs to use the NHS, you know what did they say? They reject half the things we want them to do. We wanted an MRI. They wouldn't give her an MRI. She was in chronic back pain and they would not give her an MRI. So what do we have to do? We have to go and pay £1,000 to a private clinic to get the MRI. So why did I pay all this fucking tax when I can't
Just come
even
in a
use
dinghy.
it?
Hey, Banksy, just come in a dinghy. Come in a dinghy. So Thriller, right? So let me just give you this very true scenario in for exactly Wales and in the UK, but I'll give it particularly to Wales.
Yeah.
So the policy in Wales is that you put migrants into social housing.
Right.
Now, when the social housing is not available, they go into hotels. Okay.
Mhm.
So they get a roof over their head, 3 meals a day, and it's £38 a week, and electric bikes and many other things. But that's by the by. So they're in a hotel temporarily, and when they leave the hotel, they go into social housing. They don't go into a waiting.
So you cut out, mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the people who come here on rubber
so
boats.
So what I'm saying, that's what happens in Wales. They try and put them in social housing. In England, they go into hotels, then eventually go to social housing.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's fair? Now, do you think that's fair for anyone who's lived in this country all their life, black, yellow, pink, doesn't matter what color they are? Now, do you think that's fair that someone that come into this country illegally goes into a 3 or 4 star hotel, and then as soon as they come out the 3-4 star hotel, and there's social housing available when they accept it?
Yeah. By the way,
So my niece and nephew on the social housing. So every time a migrant comes in, they get pushed back one every single time. Right.
Niece and nephew, why do they need social housing? That's an interesting question. Anyway, but anyway, I'll let you finish.
I've got nieces and nephews that need social housing.
They need social housing. They need it. Yeah, your nephews and nieces that have been in this country.
Yes, they don't have jobs. That's fine. But there are people
who
don't have who fall on hard times.
They've got jobs.
Well, they fall on hard times and they need social housing because private rent is it's unaffordable. Dude, you don't.
You think it's fair?
No, but Triller.
No shame. Like freebies or something like
Triller.
Let me get counsel. What the fuck?
Because Triller. What you don't realize is that the parents. Even it doesn't matter. Their parents paid into that system. It is their system. They actually have greater right to that benefits of that system, that safety net, than some fucking Nimrod who just paddled in off a rubber boat from fucking Afghanistan.
But do you
What
think
the
it's fair?
fuck does he have the
So
right to
question-
use that system for?
So Thriller, the question is, do you think it's fair?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah,
Listen,
he's asking, do you think this is a fair system?
All right. So look, I'm going to answer this right again. I can appreciate your opinions, right?
cocktail.
And I can appreciate where you're coming from, right? And I understand that everybody goes through hardships, yeah, and that people might be feeling that they're entitled to the help more than others, yeah. And I understand.
Feeling they are entitled to the help more than others.
Right,
They
right,
put in.
no, right. Listen, look, they might, from what I'm guessing, you know, if they are suffering, right now to get basically claim some hardship, you know what I mean, and they deserve a house because they are going through some hard times. I don't really and truly see why. Look, if you equate,
you think it's
where
fair?
people hold on a second, dudes, yeah.
Well, no,
right?
look, I knew the word salad was coming. I knew the word salad was coming, Thriller, but I just want, preferably just a one-word answer.
Mate,
yes, it's fair. No, it's not fair.
Mate, if you wouldn't mind, right, I would like to literally give my answer in my own manner, right, in my own way. Okay, there's only four of us.
It's
on
okay.
the
Let him
panel.
land. Let him land.
Lofa is not literally being kind enough to like not interrupt, yeah. But the rest of you are the only one based, yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. We're all having a conversation.
It's a simple question.
Go ahead.
I gave you all the points. It was a simple question.
Right. The question is posed to me, right? I'm gonna answer it in my own way, right? If you don't mind, thank you. Yeah, it's only us talking. Yeah, we've got a bit of time. Yeah, thank you. So when it comes down to it, dudes, yeah, I come from a background of pride, right? And we think, getting counsel, like my father and my family and my generation, well, my family's generation of people, yeah, right, meaning my parents, yeah, believe that they don't, believe in claiming welfare on any point of view, yeah. We believe in making our own, right? We think that it's the lowest, like most depraving. Hold on, listen, bro, yeah. All right, it's the most literally depraving thing of claiming and asking for help. Yeah, my father would literally, feel like he is the lowest of the low. Yeah, if he had to get a council house. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, dude, my dad, who's an immigrant, came to this country in the 60s, yeah, who made millions in this country, lost millions, and basically made back his millions, yeah, right? And kept on fucking working 15, 16 hours a day, right? Carried on doing his thing, yeah, raising his family, supporting his children, and also basically supporting everybody else in the same way. Like, dude, I don't understand this concept of your siblings and your nieces and nephews and whoever else, you think have the right to claim benefit, over those who absolutely need it. You are basically, trying to say that your people are more entitled, that are basically been here longer, who are basically been here longer than my father, who came here in 1966.
You think it's fair?
You think it's fair? But my dad has contributed to this economy from 1966, and one of your nephews and nieces contributed, in comparison to my father and my mother, when they have worked, they have listened, they have worked,
Triller, hold on.
Longer than your nephews and nieces have in their entire lives.
Triller, hold up. The point that Welshman is making, and the point even I'm making, is that isn't even fair for your father, because your father worked hard in this country and paid taxes too. So even on that level, you and your family and your nieces and nephews should benefit from the benefit system of this country over some fucking Iranian or Syrian or Afghani who just rocked up on a fucking boat. What are you even saying? Even your family deserves a heads up on this scale more than a fucking dude who just rocked up out of nowhere, who paid no taxes, never worked a day in his life, never sweated one bead of fucking drop of sweat in this country, did nothing for this country, and he's living in a flat on your dad's fucking dime. Your dad is paying for this shit too.
Yeah, right. We pay our taxes, right? Where our taxes go is the fucking government in charge, right? And they decide.
Are you happy with some fucking Somali or some Afghani or even some Indian who just rocked up with a pair of flip flops and is now living off your dad's fucking tax money? Are you happy with that?
Dude, what party would you vote for that is basically gonna suffice for
Can you answer
you
the
in
question
terms
though?
of your
I mean,
demands?
I think I know your
no,
answer. But
It's
you
okay.
just
It's
say,
cool. It's cool. Let him.
yeah, I
Let him.
think it's
Let him.
fair.
No, it's okay. Let him run.
Everybody voted consecutively for the Conservative Party. Why?
No, they're shit. They're shit, dude. We have virtually
Why
no
haven't
options.
they done
We
it?
have a uni-party
Why?
system now in this country. We
Why?
don't have
We all knew.
actual
We all knew from
multi-party
the
party
90s.
systems.
We all knew from the 90s, yeah, and the early 80s, and every other generation before that, the Conservatives were looking after their own, and we all knew that.
We've
But we
moved a
still
bit
voted
from
for
the
them. Why the fuck did
subject
that
matter.
happen? Why is that happening in
Twitter's sort
2000
of
and
like
fucking
Twitter's sort of
23?
screaming about the
Why?
Tories.
Triller.
Well, no, listen,
Triller,
mate.
you're
Why are
bouncing around
the
a little bit.
2020? No, I'm not. Why are the 2023 generation of people voting or not voting? Yeah, but the majority of votes are going towards the fucking Tories. Why?
Okay. I'll
Because Labour
And
take
is
that.
any other party gonna
Labour
make
let
a
me
difference?
let me ask you. No, this is because you are venturing away from what the essential topic here
Not at
was.
all.
Is that it doesn't matter. We can all agree. All the political parties are available to us. Certainly, the major ones are utterly shit. They are utterly useless. But what I'm trying to explain, and what Welshie's actually, I'm sure he's on the same page here, is that are you happy with your father's hard-earned tax money that he's paid into this government from his sweat and blood to go to some fucking asshole who just rocked up on the shores, who's never worked a day in his life in this country, never paid a single penny of tax, and he's living in a hotel, in a 5-star hotel, of your dad's fucking hard-earned money? Are you okay with that?
I'll tell you what, yeah. I'm okay with it. I'll tell you why. Because it's not affecting me whatsoever, right? In comparison to all the other things that's happening in this country, it's a minuscule thing compared to all the other
what
things
does it
that's
have to
happening in
happen
terms of
for it to
government-
affect you? What does it have to
government-
happen? What would you consider a direct effect of an out of control migration system that we have?
So when we're looking at a percentage, right, out of when it comes to supporting, these illegal immigrants coming into this country, it doesn't even represent a percentage of our expenditure in this country. So what the fuck are you talking
Are you
about?
serious? You think that immigration doesn't even represent a percentage point? The cost of holding up.
He's just talking now.
Give me the facts then.
Okay,
Give me the facts. Give me
well, I mean, I'm just gonna look it up for you. Don't worry. But in the meanwhile, okay, don't worry. Let me do the research on this, and I will give you. I'll give you that. But let's. I want to bring Loafer here. Loafer, what are your?
Hello.
I know you've in the background. You've been awesome, but I want you to chime in on some of this stuff. What are your opinions on actually, I mean, anything really? We can go to the Laurence Fox thing because that's what we talked about earlier on today. And actually, I want your take on it as well. What do you think about the whole Laurence Fox saga that has unfolded with the police coming to his house and all of that? But starting from when he said something crude about this Ava girl on GB News. Start from that and then work your way all the way to the police.
Well, right, there's some double standards. First of all, before we go to the Fox affair, we're going to have to go to Ofcom, which is a quango. The government appoint these organisations to oversee policy with regards to broadcasting standards and things like that. If you ever watch GB News, ordinarily, after 9 o'clock, I just zone out. I don't like Jacob Rees-Mogg. I think Nigel Farage is duplicitous. He's not a good faith actor.
Yeah.
But Dan Wootton, what's gone on with him, his eyes actually light up when he gets a midweight leftist on, like Benjamin Butterworth. They've got to give a position to somebody that's got a contrarian opinion, and it's normally the most mid-witted fucking fuckwit that you can get. And his eyes, Wotton's eyes glaze over. He sees the clicks and likes and shit like that. He sees his bank balance goes up. More people watch it, and he loves it. So basically, when it comes to things like Ofcom, you've got these quasi-autonomous national government organisations that are appointed overseership above, broadcasting regulations. And the government, if the shit hits the fan, the government can say it's not our fault. It's all to do with Ofcom. That's my view on the Wootton affair. Now, when it comes to things like Oh, I don't know. I've gone off. I've had too many beers.
But what do you think about his issues with the police coming around his place because he talked
Oh,
about
right, yeah, right,
the Blade
okay. Well,
Runners?
we've got,
Yeah.
I've got
I was gonna say I've had too many whiskeys, but anyway.
I've got an angle grinder back here, like, you know what I mean. But like I said, Chris Packham said, when it comes to this global warming shit, he validates and approves of people taking extraordinary measures, which may or may not be criminal, to pursue their aims. You know, this not just stop oil climate change bullshit. I don't believe in it. And he was just left, and nobody went after Chris Packham. But as soon as Laurence Fox says something edgy, that's it. It's cancelled. Calvin Robertson's gone. Dan Wootton's gone.
Lawrence Fox is a bit of a fucking idiot, though, isn't it? Like...
Mark Stein's gone, and before you know it, they'll be going for Neil Oliver as well.
So my opinion on the Mark Lawrence thing is the Laurence Fox thing is he went low. And what he should have done, he should have destroyed on the argument of male suicide instead of going personal.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I said everything that he said to Banksy when he brought up what was the argument. Yeah, I literally said everything, the same thing that Laurence Fox said. I said that bitch is ugly. I would never get with that fucking ugly bitch. Fuck her. Yeah.
But
I said it in a way.
For the personal.
But the thing is, I'm not Laurence Fox. You understand? The guy is fucking popular. He's a failed actor, whatever, right? The thing is, he's gonna get repercussions. But hold on,
he's a cancelled actor,
right? Exactly. Whatever, yeah. The fact is, yeah, when it comes down to it, dude, yeah, he's popular. I'm not. I can say whatever the fuck I like and not get cancelled because I'm nobody. When it comes down to Laurence Fox, he's a somebody, and they're gonna fucking shut him down. You get me? So it is what it is, bro. He doesn't understand that. He's a fucking idiot. Simple as that.
I agree. That's my point. My point is that he shouldn't have gone for the personal attack. He should have beat her on the subject matter of male suicide. There was many points he could have made a fool of her without turning around and saying.
Of course he could have. But he went personal, and he went for an attack. And you know what? I rate him. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I agreed with what he said. Yeah, I like what he said. He got cancelled, but because he didn't fucking understand, or he just didn't care for the repercussions, and that's his fault. So it is what it is.
See, I mean, in the production office, they knew he was going to mention it. They'd already talked about it, so it's like GB News. You know, the producers at the time basically allowed him to basically talk about the subject. He said he was going to say that, I was told. So,
right. Well, then whatever, innit? Then GB News are to blame. Whatever. Yeah, blame whoever the fuck you want. Fact is, he said it. Yeah, he's going to take the fall for it. Dude, if I do something at work, yeah, and I fucking do something wrong, guess who gets the blame? I do. Why? Because I did it. You get me? That's what happens. Not the company. They don't fucking take the fall. I take the fucking blame.
You're taking it like my point is he made a very stupid comment that he should have known better about.
Well, that's
but
what
my
happened.
point was GB News knew he was going to make that ridiculous comment.
Dude, I work in a job where I could fucking literally, yeah, it's in my hands whether people live or die, right? And you know what I mean? If I make a mistake, yeah, guess who gets the blame? Not the company, I do. That's what happens. Yeah. So when it comes down to this guy for his comments,
I'm not arguing the point.
When it comes down to it, yeah, this guy's comments, yeah, dude, this guy knew better. He's not a fucking idiot. He decided to go against the status quo. He knows what the repercussions were. So what the fuck is the problem? Like,
it's not a problem. I'm not arguing the point.
Folks, if I could just say that somebody just joined the chat. Hello, Mossad. Long time no see. Must have been around about 2 or 3 days since you were an academic agent stream. Nice to see you, fella.
Yes, Mr. Mossad is always around. He is the Mossad after all. I mean, you know, he's always listening, reporting, conversing. Mr. Mossad's great. I actually like him a lot.
Yeah, big up the chat.
Okay, Triller. I've been doing some very, very rough calculations at the moment.
Brilliant.
Hold
We
on.
want accurate, but you know,
If
have
you
you
go,
got
if
to a
you're going
percent?
on Google,
Have you
you're
got
going to
to
get
1%
biased.
yet? Have you got to 1% yet? Like, anywhere close to 1% in terms
Yeah.
of
Okay. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Why. Because.
Great. And I'm going to challenge it. You know, I'm going to challenge
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Go ahead and do your thing, because as I say, I'm doing.
No, but I'm gonna tell you, like, look, dude, even if you reach 1% in terms of expenditure, I'm going to say to you, dude, that end of the day, you know the Tories are corrupt, and you know the Tories are basically always helping their own people.
A
So when
Labour
it comes,
honest. A Labour honest.
Okay,
when it comes down to supporting, you know, like, and helping in immigrants and this and that, dude, all they're doing is actually supporting and helping, you know what I mean, their own people that are in charge of these hotels, same people that are in charge of these NHS contracts, same people that are in charge of everything.
Okay, let me give you the numbers here. What I say is, at the moment, I think it's rough calculations. Right now, the immigrations, according to at least this is Google, by the way, which is a very leftist search engine. But according to the gov.uk, I mean, this information comes from gov.uk, immigration costs around £3 billion a year. The gross GDP, the gross, was it domestic
Gross domestic product
of Britain is 2.27 trillion pounds a year. And according to my calculations, and I'm going to recalculate them, but I don't think they're 100% correct, I think immigration is costing us in the region of 1.38% of our GDP. So, yeah, it's still a lot. £3 billion a year. What do you think we could do with £3 billion a year if we didn't have to pay for these immigrants?
Well, I know for a fact the illegal migrants cost $3 billion.
Well, this is, as I said, this is
so
according to
they're the
Google.
hotels.
You're saying the illegal immigrants in this country are costing $3 billion a year? Are
3
you
billion a year,
fucking
and according to the Gov, this is according to Gov UK. This is Gov UK. This is the government's own website. It is estimated to rise to around £6 million a day on the hotel bills.
Do me a favour now, right, Banksy? Go straight into a search engine. Put in 8 million a day, 3 billion a year.
Well, actually, it says 6 million a day for gov.uk.
That's what it was 6 months ago. It's now 8 million.
Listen.
Why don't you Google that, mate?
Listen, mate. Right. When it comes down to it, okay, who is getting paid?
Well, we're not.
Right. Well, we're not, obviously, right? We know that certain people who own these fucking hotels are getting paid, right? Yeah. So when it comes down to it, dude, why are they the ones? Why are certain places getting paid? Now, I'm sure it's not every hotel that's being basically occupied, right? It's certain ones,
There's 55,000
right.
hotels.
And when it comes down to it, they're probably getting paid for full occupancy, even if they're not fully occupied, right? And they're probably getting double, triple.
So far, like, let me just break down a little.
Corruption.
Philip, you're making statements, and you're literally just making statements. Let me just give you reality.
Right.
Okay, a location that won't be named. That had
It won't be named.
90. That had 95 staff. 55 were full time, and 40 were part time. Every single one was made redundant recently. Every single one. So just to, when you say, oh, they're fully booked and that, the only people who earn off it, it's not the community or the people in the community. Right? They're all made redundant. They're all sacked.
I never mentioned that. I never mentioned the community were benefiting. I mentioned that the people who own the fucking property is gonna benefit from this.
The only people.
Well, the hoteliers will benefit, of course, because they're going to get basically fully booked hotels without worries about any issues of tourists coming or not coming or any of that. Of course, the British tourist industry overall will suffer greatly because there are literally no hotels for tourists to come and stay at.
Scarborough.
Sorry?
Scarborough's the prime example.
Right.
Near enough every hotel is.
I mean, wherever. But what I'm
Right.
saying is that if you actually think about it, because the British tourist industry isn't just hoteliers, it's the people, the travel agents, the flights,
No.
the airports, the plane, people, the people who run
Right.
the airplanes,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the staff that they have,
Yeah.
and a whole host of other people who are in line for
Somehow,
who
Right.
benefit from tourism.
Somehow, I
If
don't
you're-
think
if
I
you're-
don't
if
think
you're-
we'll get a lot of dinghy divers going to the Dog and Duck for a couple of shandies. do
Right,
you?
but if you're a hotel owner, right, and you got the opportunity to make double full occupancy, right,
They're making
all
more
right,
than double.
or
That's not the
basically
point.
hold on, by getting a government fucking thing where you basically host a few immigrants, right, or yeah, you basically so full occupancy paid for and double, yeah, or basically just go by what tourist attraction is at the time and blah blah blah, right, and hope for the best, yeah. What would you
It's
go for
causing massive
as a
problems for
businessman?
seaside
You
resorts.
would
You've got
go for
seaside
you would
resorts. You've
go
got
for you would go for as a businessman, right, whatever the
Thriller.
government is offering
You're
you,
not
because
equipped to
you're
talk about the
getting
subject,
more
man.
money.
You're just literally
You're
making
looking
stuff
at it
up.
from a business point of view, dudes. Yeah, when the government are literally offering you more money, end of the day, these hoteliers, they don't have
What's your point?
I was in the hotel
What's your
business
point?
with my father.
What's your
I'm
point?
in the hotel
I don't
business
see
right
your
now,
point.
right?
Let-
And
let-
my
let- let-
father
let me
it
tell
was
you
in
about
the
a
hotel
government.
business,
Let me
right?
tell you about.
Predominantly,
Let me tell
he
you
owned
about some
hotels in
government contracts.
Brighton, Kent, right, and all over the
Don't give me
UK,
anecdotal
right?
evidence
Carry
for
on,
your dad.
carry on,
Let me give you
carry on, carry on.
reality from today.
Yeah,
It's fully occupancy. It's 5-year contracts, up to 5-year
yeah.
contracts.
Well, that's brilliant.
So,
Why
so,
wouldn't
so,
I go
so,
for it?
so, so what happens is they reposition the hotel with beds and stuff that cater for what they need it for, which is obviously mainly single beds. So all the double beds go, everything goes. That's what's happened in locations I've visited, and then they get all cupboards and all stuff new going in.
What locations can you say?
They get paid. I think it's £250 a room for two. So
Right.
that's every night.
That's a hell of a lot for a travel lodge. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, an awful lot of money. So what happens then? Of course, what happens then?
According to your,
wait there, let me finish it.
I would never fucking go
hold
for
on, Triller, let him finish, dude. Let him finish. Chill. For God's sake.
Right, I'm trying to make some points. I don't even understand.
Go
why
on,
he's laughing
go on,
at this
Banksy.
point.
Go on, work-based. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically they tell the hotelier, the owner, that you just give us the keys, we'll manage it. We're bringing our own government staff in. You won't have to pay anything. You don't have to do any cleaning. You haven't got to do nothing. So all you've got to do is give us the keys. You pay the bills. We'll pay you, write the checks. You do that, and that's it. You come back in 5 years, and when we come back in 5 years, we'll refurbish your hotel to the standard it was when we arrived.
Or better, yeah. And why not literally do that? Why not do that?
Eh?
As a businessman, why not, dude? If I owned a hotel, I would say, okay, no problem. Do what you got to do. It's about making money. Are you not a businessman?
No, that's fine.
Clearly
That's
not
fine.
a businessman.
No.
We're not even talking about the morality of
morality.
No, we're not. No. The fact is, Triller. What you don't realize is that the consequences and repercussions of this. Number one, our tax money, your dad's tax money. I don't even know if you pay taxes. My tax money, sure as shit.
I work.
Then, so you pay taxes. I pay taxes.
I work in a job that's more legitimate than yours. Dude.
Okay, fine, whatever, dude. You pay tax. You paid. I'm not even debating what you do for a living. I'm just saying you pay tax. I pay tax. We all pay taxes. We work. We pay tax.
Don't go to the Laurence Fox route.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
what do you do? What do you do for a living? Your IT guy.
Chill. Hold on. We all pay tax. We all pay tax. The point is, we pay tax. And do you want that tax money to go to some dude who just rocked up on the shores and is living in a 4-star, 5-star hotel?
Dude,
do you want that? If you had to pay that from your pocket, would you do that?
Dude, that comes down to, again, who is elected to basically govern where our taxes
That's not my
go.
question. That is not my question. My question is, would you pay, would you, out of your own pocket, put your hand in your pocket and say, yes, here's a £10,000 for this Afghani guy who just rocked up, who I have no fucking clue who he is not related to me in any way, but give Abdul here a fucking month at this hotel and here's 10 grand on the table. Would you do that? Would you do that?
If it helps, yeah, right. I do not support the Conservative Party, especially right in regards to the way they basically handled the immigration.
Triller.
You get me, thing, right?
That's
so
not
when
the
it comes
question.
down to it, right? No, that is the question, right? Because when it comes down to it, dude, yeah, it is the question.
You're
Right?
No, it's
Because
not.
I am not happy in the way that immigration, yeah, has been handled generally by the Conservative Party.
So you yourself, are you? This is the question. I'm the question asker, and I know what the question is, and I'm going to ask you the question. The question is: would you put your hand in your pocket and pay out of your own pocket for some Abdul from Afghanistan to stay at a hotel at £200-300 a night? Would you do that?
Right. So again, my taxes, right?
I'm not talking about taxes. I'm talking about would you put your hand in your pocket and pay for some fucking Abdul to live at a hotel at 200 quid a night?
It's not a donation, right? This money is being taken out of your taxes, right?
Question. It's a
Right.
question.
Well, hold on a second, right? Let's be clear.
Ignore the tax question. Answer the question that I'm asking you.
Hold on a second, right? This money is being taken out of your tax money, right? So you don't have an obligation as to where your tax goes to. Your tax is going right to wherever the government deems. Yeah. So the government that is voted, right, deems where your fucking money goes.
Banksy,
So what is your problem?
how can you have a discussion with someone? You repeat the question to them a number of occasions.
I know.
Unfortunately, you gotta be realistic.
Hold on, guys.
I'm not giving a fucking donation.
Triller,
I'm not giving a voluntary donation.
That wasn't my question, but that's okay. I mean, I know the thing is, based me and Triller, we talk a lot on Veli's channel. You guys don't really have that much interaction, so I kind of know his moods and his ups and downs, and the fact that he's been drinking.
It's not about that,
things.
dude. Yeah, I'm talking facts.
But what I'm trying to ask you is that no, because you're not answering my question. You're answering a question, but you're not answering my question. So you are completely ignoring my question.
In my way.
No,
not at all.
No, it's not your way.
Let me talk to you then, Banksy. Yeah, just you. Yeah, hold on, Welshman. Yeah, let me just talk to you, Banksy, just for a minute. Yeah, 60 seconds. Yeah, Banksy. Right. You're talking about the money that's being taken out of our taxes. Am I correct or not?
No, I changed the entire premise. The premise is if you had to pay this money out of your own pocket, not out of some tax that comes out of and then goes to some God knows cave in the mountains by the government. No, if you just Abdul from Afghanistan or Iran rocked up, and I'm using those examples purposefully because they're people of my sort of background or my people, so I'm not using some Somali or whatever. People are going to go, oh, he's racist. No, some fucking scumbag Iranian who's never fucking, God knows what fuckeries he got up to in Iran, decides, fuck this, I'm going to go to England because they apparently give free hotels to every prick that shows up, rocks up over here with his Iranian fucking shitty ways because he's never been climatized to Britain, so he has no clue about queuing or any of the other norms that we have in this country, rocks up and comes to you, Trilla, and says, hi, my name is Darius. I'm trying to think of an Iranian name that's popular. Can you pay £200 a month for me to stay at this hotel? Would you do that?
Can I pay £200 a month?
A day, a night. It's not even £200 a month. £200 a night.
Yeah, so
for this Darius Iranian guy to stay at a hotel near you. Would you pay for that guy?
It's the same thing, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Would you?
If I like you, if I could afford
No, you don't even know who the fuck he is. He just rocked up. Yeah. You have no idea who he is. He could have been a fucking serial killer in Iran.
There are so many fucking hippies, yeah, in this country that are happy to fucking do whatever they fucking like in this country. Now, when it comes down to it, me personally, dude, yeah, I wouldn't give a penny. I wouldn't give a fucking penny. I wuld have given a penny fucking for you to breathe another breath, yeah, if I felt like you were a scumbag, yeah. But when it comes down to it, dude, yeah, when it comes down to like me trying to do the right thing, I might decide if that person was worth it or not.
Would you pay a chap from Afghanistan that
Yeah.
just rocked up. We don't know his background.
Yeah,
Would you be?
I might.
Would you be?
Yeah,
Okay.
I might.
Triller,
So let me
Triller, you're
let me
bullshitting
ask
me
you a
and everyone
question.
else, okay?
No,
Don't
let me.
don't
Okay.
piss on my head and
If
tell
I
me
could
it's
afford
raining.
it, if
Of
I
course
could
you
afford it,
fucking
dude,
wouldn't.
if I could afford it,
Dude,
why
you
not?
wouldn't.
Why
So
not?
wait there. Wait there. So you
I give money to charity. I don't know where that money is going exactly. Yeah,
Triller,
you know how
Triller.
But
charities
you
work.
chose to do
For
that.
fuck's sake.
I don't
Banksy,
choose to
I
pay
know.
taxes to a government that fucks and
Right.
pisses it down the
Now
drain
you're
to
going
some
back to
fucking.
taxes. Now you're
Right.
going back to taxes. Like I said,
Yes.
you choose the government. You choose the fucking way
But what I
that
mean
that
is,
money is spent.
even
He
if
was
you
giving you an
chose,
example. He was giving you an
yes,
example about. No, let me just pose this to you. So you believe in open borders, this reasonable, thing, yeah?
I believe in voting for a party, dude. Yeah. All right. I believe.
Well, okay.
Do I
So
believe in open
what's your
borders?
Why did you
policy?
never
Sure,
answer any question, Triller? I've come to ask you why you
Good
don't
evening,
ever
Mr.
answer anything.
Good evening, Mr. Mossad. Everyone, Mossad,
Mr.
Mossad, everyone.
I ask you, what's the weather like? Listen, I'm going to vote for a party that is not going to whatever.
Right.
Just answer the question, dude.
You know why? Yeah, because I don't believe in.
yes.
I don't believe in basically breaking.
You don't believe in answering.
I don't believe in breaking every single Geneva Convention. Yeah, and being called
Right.
Israel.
Yeah. It's a new deflection you chose now, but you still haven't answered this question. Let's hear you answer a question. That will be a novelty.
Every single Geneva Convention.
Let's come on. Answer a question. Answer the question. Stop whining about Israel. Answer a question he asked you. Answer the question. Answer the question. No, you didn't. You started talking about parties. He asked you a straight question. You don't answer the question. I'm not going to be quiet until you answer him. Come on, deflect away. Whine. More deflection.
I'm asking you, what government is going
Nobody, you answer, then you ask. Answer the question. Hey, be quiet and answer the question.
Right. Look, Triller, let me just pose the question again. It's got nothing to do with the Javina, I can't even say it this time right now.
Convention, humanitarian rights.
Right.
He's whining again.
I asked you what your policy was on migration, unless your policy would breach the Geneva rights. So what would your policy be on migration?
What would my policy be on migration?
Your policy. Yes, let's hear it.
I assumed it was open borders.
Hold on.
Go on. Talk to us about tax and Israel and the conservatives and this and that.
Guys, 1 second. Someone in the chat said, who was it? Oh, damn it. Sorry, I fucking.
What about Kashmir, Triller? What about Kashmir?
They said
out of India.
Triller sells dinghies.
Yeah, maybe.
Just answer the question. Stop whining.
Whatever sells, yeah.
Yeah. Just answer the question. Let's hear you answer a question.
So, what's your policy on migration into the UK?
Hey, rubber sells. You get me? But hey, is what it is. Look, what's my policy, dude? Yeah,
yes.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. That's a policy. Great policy. You should be prime minister. Whatever works.
I'll tell you what doesn't work. Yeah. Literally,
what doesn't work? No, don't tell us what doesn't work. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. What doesn't work is not interesting. You doesn't work. You don't work. We ask you a question and you don't answer. Stop talking. Start answering. Waffle. Deflect.
30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds, please. Yeah. On my side. Yeah. Thank you.
Are you going to answer? Or are you going to tell us what is not working?
Yeah, I'll answer in my own way. Right?
Not your own way. Just a normal answer. Your way is weird. Just answer. Just answer. You need a Shabak investigator to deal with you.
Don't interrupt me, please.
Mr. Mossad, give him a minute. 60 seconds. Go on, Triller. 60 seconds.
All right. Thank you. All right. When it comes down to it, dudes, I will not deny the Jews, entry into this country because they have,
No, that's not the question.
Jews
ain't the question. What is
hold on. I've not not interrupted.
Banksy, you're gonna get this. You're gonna grab order on this or not?
No. Sorry, base. Come on, guys. I told him 60 seconds. Go ahead. 60 seconds.
All right. Just because they have a fucking a count of people that are allowed into a country when there is a moment of crisis And in this time, in this fucking decade, we have a moment of crisis, right? Where countries have been displaced, and there are a lot of people that are trying to seek refuge, and they are trying to basically seek refuge in the best place that they see possible. And a lot of people have argued that for them, that the UK might be the best place for them to seek refuge for various reasons, because we have a lot of freedoms in this country. So when it comes down to it, yeah, like the Jews in World War II, where they were not allowed to basically go because hold on, no, it's not 60 seconds. It's not 60 seconds. Yeah,
it is. Literally keeping
a lot of Jews, yeah, were not allowed, yeah, to seek refuge in a lot of countries in World War II because they had a quota. The quota, yeah, only said a certain amount of people were allowed in. Now imagine, yeah, we got rid of that quota and we allowed them in. How many Jews could have got saved?
Okay. Thank you. Well, there you go, guys. Everyone can come back in. I think I'm gonna have to run a timer because this is just getting crazy. You guys are constantly talking over each other. Okay, Mr. Mossad, Welsh. Who wants to go next? Who wants to retort what he said?
Well, I want him to answer the question. What would his UK policy on immigration be? He's not answering the question. He talks about the Jews and the Second World War and quotas. I just want a simple question. Does he think it should be tightened?
Hold on.
Let me give him some A, B's and C's. Does he want it to be tightened? Does he want it to be opened? Or does he want it to stop?
Oh, you still got 30 seconds, Welsh. You want to keep going?
No problem.
No, I just want him to answer the question. That's all I want him to do, but he won't answer the question.
You keep muting me, Banksy.
I know, because it's Welsh's time, dude. I'm literally giving you guys time now because you guys all talk over each other constantly. But Welsh is now, giving up his time because he wants to ask you. He's asked you the question: would you pay from your own pocket to house an immigrant? But I mean, I kind of know what you're saying, Triller. But
he didn't say that. He asked me, right, what I would do, right?
Yeah.
I would do this, right? If I was in charge, right? I would tighten up on immigration in terms of basically making sure France, right, are stopping as much as possible, right, in terms of people coming in. That's the problem right now, right? France are letting as many people go, right? And basically Britain have no choice but to accept them under the humanitarian kind of, Geneva Convention and everything else, right? So when it comes down to it, dudes, yeah, Britain are acting accordingly and France are not, yeah, even though France are being paid literally to stop it from happening. So the problem is with France, it's not with the UK. UK are doing their due
Is this like a comedy skit?
No, Mr.
Are you not going to answer?
You can go next. Okay, Triller's done. He's got 13 seconds left anyway. Okay, Mr. Mossad, what are your... I mean, it's clear that Triller doesn't want to answer this question. But generally, what are your thoughts on the current situation?
My thoughts is that the person who is dishonest in this conversation is obviously Triller. I don't think Mr. Welsh is deeply concerned about the Jews in the 40s. It's not a relevant issue right now. And if there was such a disaster like the Jews suffered, maybe he will change his mind. But right now, he's concerned about his country being taken over.
Precisely.
So Banksy, said...
No, hold on. Mr. Mossad, you still got 30
seconds.
And
you not answering, and you don't have ancestry in his country. He does.
I just said tighten up.
What?
I said
you talked about what does that even mean? What are you gonna do?
Hold on, Triller. What do you mean? Triller, Mr. Mossad,
that's your policy? I mean, come on, you're deflecting. You don't even want to do that. It's because we put you on the spot. You had to answer. If you want to, then you should. Then why is it not happening in the UK? Because I read about it and it seems crazy.
Okay,
because obviously they want immigrants to come in because it's funding.
Really?
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's funding, right? For those people who own the hotels, who are their friends, their supporters, their people that are going to advocate for their party.
No.
They're going to fund them in the future.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They might not.
Mr. Mossad,
yeah,
give him 30 seconds.
That is what
I mean, come on, we can't do a minute because
right.
I don't have much to say because it's not my country. I don't know the ins and outs. I just thought that the fact that Triller was not answering any question.
No, it's true. It's true. He's obfuscating. But the thing is, at the moment, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. We can't force it doesn't even matter. Triller is like one of symptoms of a greater problem that we have in this country. There are millions of Trillers, unfortunately, who are.
Look, I understand you want to be compassionate.
I gave you the answer. I gave you the answer. I said, tighten up on the fucking
Okay,
thing,
tighten up. How do we tighten up? Go ahead on the tightening up.
You talked about France, you talked about the Jews, you talked about this.
Not literally, when it comes down to it, politically aggressively, that they are blatantly letting people leave their shores and going into fucking England. And that is not allowed. And even Britain are paying, France to stop it from happening, and it's not happening. So what the fuck are we to do? What are we to do apart from trying to be civil human beings?
How about if we round them up? How about if we round up anyone who comes on a boat and deport them back to the nearest or the nearest safe country?
Send them back to France.
Right. So when it comes down to it, dudes, we have a procedure to follow, right? That procedure
change the procedure.
Needs to be. Yeah, we do. We have a procedure to follow. The procedure
make the procedure sending him back to France.
No.
Give him a McDonald's and send him back to France.
Dude, you don't make the procedure. The procedure is currently, from what I understand, we have to make sure that their safety and everything else is ensured.
Send them safely.
They go back to France safely.
Safely. Give them a meal.
Hold on, guys. Look,
we drop them on the shores of Calais very safely. We be very gentle with putting them on the shores of Calais.
In fact, you should send them to Germany.
Play a fucking game with me, dudes. Look, like I said, I got enough fucking people in law in my family that will fucking deal with this shit, properly, and fuck you lot over, Listen,
What are
you want to deal with this,
What are you talking about now?
If you want to talk about law,
look, you're the only one talking, dude.
Triller.
Look, you want to talk about law? Don't interrupt me, please.
We're not.
You want to talk about law?
I mean,
look, give me a second, then. Shut the fuck up, innit? Listen,
Triller. Okay, Mr. Mossad, give him a second. Let's give him 30 seconds.
Thank you. Right, 30 seconds. Dude. If you want to talk about law, let's talk about the lawyers, and let's talk about the law when it comes down to immigration, and people that are on dinghies and what the law is, right, in terms of what we have to do when it comes down to basically people being caught by our people and what we got to do from there.
Okay.
And
from
hold there. What we got to do.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Look,
Triller. No, Mr. Mossad, let me get in on this. That's the problem. Sure. The law isn't good enough. So we are proposing we change the law so that we can immediately deport these people back to France. The law is not sufficiently good enough to deal with this. That's the thing. You're saying this is the law. We are not talking about the current laws. We know the current laws suck. So we want to change the current laws so we implement new laws, new legislation that says the minute you land on this soil of this country with an illegally, without having any kind of visa, you are deported to the very last country you came from.
Excellent. So how are you going about it?
How are we going about it? We are at the moment doing F all about it. We are trying to discuss how we can actually, rally up the people, rally up the political parties that we can possibly support that will then do that. So that's all we can do is, get people power effectively, because we have no institutional power. The Conservatives, the Labour, they're all useless at this when it comes to this issue. They talk a good game, but none of them want to actually do anything about it. The problem is also we have millions of people like yourself, Triller, who, not even like yourself, you're actually considered relatively, based in comparison to the crazy leftists who are constantly going to court to try to stop any of this from happening.
Of course, I'm not trying to stop it. I'm trying to get a best outcome for everybody. But anyway, let's let Empress Janet has jumped on.
Hello, Miss Janet. Triller, chill. Don't talk to her because she's clearly upset with you. I just want to get some comments from Janet. How are you, Janet?
I'm good, Banksy. Thanks for asking. Glad you're well.
I am well, thank you. And how is things in the United States?
Besides the sponsored lantern bugs chasing us, life's good. Working 16 hours, doing life, having fun. making money.
16-hour days. That's heavy. So there was something, as you said, about the question. You want to come up here because you want to say something about the question, or
Yeah.
what was your
Thanks
mind? Go
for
on.
allowing me to speak because, again, at one time I felt like I used to make jokes like, oh, I take my van to the border and allow people to come over, those were the days. But I do believe that we should protect the border. I definitely believe that you should have the right paperwork. And I don't think that, my own opinion, that it's nothing too, that if we're paying taxes and that we're working hard for being in our own country, then when people come here illegally, the things that we have to protect ourselves from, yeah, I definitely think that laws
Yeah,
should be
you should.
placed.
It's
Hold on.
It's like your home. I mean, you
sorry.
don't just let anyone into your home. There's lots of people who could benefit
We're
from
talking about
using
asylum
your.
seekers.
Triller.
Asylum seekers.
Triller, hold on.
Well,
I want to quickly ask
are they?
Janet. Janet, what are your thoughts about your immigration issues, and who do you think will, which party or which president or whoever is going to actually have any kind of impact on solving the problems at your borders?
That's a good question, Banksy, because I feel like Trump was really trying to do something about that. But if they do put someone new, because we will be voting in 2024 for our new president, I would hope that they would make it more, just protect everyone in that situation. Because if someone comes over here, if they're all coming over and then they're taking over and they're doing things to harm the people that do live here, I don't know me personally, I don't really know what changes would be set in place to stop it, because it's like never really going to stop. But if stricter laws, maybe, or just more regulation.
You need a
If
wall.
I may, Banksy, if I may, yeah, right? Majority of people from the countries that are basically being, subjected to immigration, right,
The minority.
are
you gotta
basically
watch out
like the
for.
most harm is happening from the people that are literally born in the country, not actually people that are from other areas. Like if you look at the stats, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not the majority you got to worry about. It's the minority.
It's the majority that you got to worry about, you idiot. What are you talking about?
My point is,
we're talking about the majority of the crime that's happening in the country is happening from people that are born in the country, and you're saying you got to worry about the minority. What are you talking about?
I'm talking
and he's
about
right.
I'm talking about migrants coming to
Definitely, he's right.
I'm not saying migrants are inherently bad or anything like that. I'm just saying the ones that are bad can be particularly bad and cause a lot of problems in the community.
So,
it's
so
not
you're
just
saying,
that.
You're saying they cause a disproportionate amount of harm compared to the majority of the country that cause.
Triller, you're the only one laughing.
Go on.
Sorry, go on, carry on.
Go on. Well, sorry, finish what you were saying.
Well, that's it, really. I mean, Triller doesn't seem to get any point. He's basically he's going down either the color route or.
I go with statistics.
I'm not his color or whatever.
No, I go with statistics.
Every opinion that comes forward, even though when I ask simple questions, they get avoided at all costs.
What statistics?
Not at all.
Okay, so tell me about statistics of knife crime in London, which I read about.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, can tell us the statistics of knife crime in London.
That's a great example. Majority of the knife crime
Banksy, I would
in
like
the UK. Yeah, brilliant. The majority of the knife crime in the UK
Yeah.
is done by people born and bred in the UK, not by immigrants.
Right, born and bred in the UK. Were their parents immigrants by any chance?
What race are they? What race are they?
What race are they?
Yeah.
What?
Are they white,
Were their
black,
parents
Indian,
immigrants?
Asian,
They are
Muslim?
British. They are British.
Were their
No, they're not.
parents
They're
immigrants?
Right, let me give you some cold facts. See, Triller doesn't want cold facts. That's why you want.
Yeah, let's get cold facts. Let's get them.
Okay, 2/3 of knife crime in London specifically, black.
Yeah, what, black people can't be British? Is that what you're saying?
Were their parents immigrants?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Yes, obviously does.
You're saying that they're born in the UK, and I'm not denying they're born in the UK. I'm just explaining to you the two.
So this could have been prevented if they didn't let their parents in, right?
So it could have been prevented if we didn't let the Saxons invade, the French invade, and everybody else invade.
Right, right. But you know, they weren't alive. Mr. Welsh wasn't alive back then, was he?
Really? What are you talking about? Like, what? People in the 60s, 70s, 80s ain't alive right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so he's the one who's making the decision now. He's the voter, not them. And he can make a decision at any time to change his mind about these things.
This is a country of immigrants.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's right. The UK is a country of immigrants. What delusion is that? No, it's not.
It is. No. I will say this.
No, it's not.
It is a country of immigrants now.
It will be soon.
It wasn't historically.
No, it wasn't.
Historically,
That's nonsense.
When could you tell me who could trace back their lineage, to a Celtic ancestry,
Actually, there's a genetic map of the UK that shows that people are exactly where they were.
Welsh, Scots,
and Irish.
No, you're talking rubbish, Triller. Don't embarrass yourself any further.
But the thing is, okay,
you've got to understand the UK you have, Triller. You've got to understand the UK.
No, let me.
The Welsh are Celts.
Yeah,
where do you come up with this stuff?
No, let me put this in language that Triller actually gets, because unfortunately for a lot of these migrants, nowadays I'm going to start calling myself the Middle Eastern, the BAME whisperer. Triller, what happens if a bunch of Iranians or a bunch of Afghans decide to move into the Punjab and call it them? They're Punjabis, right?
No, a bunch of Indians. A bunch of Indians move into Pakistan. Too, say 500 million.
No, Mossad. The thing is, Triller is Sikh, so he reveres the Punjab a lot because that's like his people. So how about if we all just migrate to the Punjab, stick a piece of cloth on our heads and call ourselves Sikhi, right?
We have one of the most diverse communities, especially in my community in Ludhiana, India, Punjab, right? So
it's okay if we build a mosque in the Punjab and start introducing Islam, right?
Because end of the day,
call it little Karachi.
We already have that, and we already are one of the most diverse communities in the whole of India. In the whole of India, compared to the rest of India.
I talk to Indians all the time. That's a lot of nonsense.
Right. So when it comes down to,
I personally stop Indians from committing crime.
I should be a full-time resident in India, right? Because that's where the money is right now, right?
Right. Then,
and that's where a better life is right now for me. Yeah. So like, you know what,
you
dude,
sound very British, Triller.
So if it's
you know what, dude, I spent 40 years in Britain.
I wanted to ask.
That's why I said you sound very British.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because you know what, a lot of veterans, a lot of British veterans, are living in Thailand right now.
It's not what you class yourself as.
It's my mother, bro.
You class yourself.
I'm a British man, you dickhead.
It's India. It's a host country. Britain. That's why I called you British.
No, British. The thing is, guys, if we were talking about categorization, and if we want to say, who's British and this and that, I would say fair enough, because British has become. Well, yeah, because British has become kind of like American or Australian. So it's an umbrella term for people who hold a particular nationality. But you will never, Triller, you and I will never be English. We will never be Scots. We will never be Welsh. It will never happen.
If I was going to play for any fucking football club in the world, right? Like internationally,
that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. You will not be English. You can play for England.
The football club is just a money-making corporation.
No, but the thing is, you're not gonna change someone's ethnicity by the fucking football team you play for.
English people. When have they ever had a permanent ethnicity?
Triller, you will never be English. You will never be Welsh. You will never be Scottish.
Through the eyes of some, yeah. When it comes down to it, yeah.
You talk a lot, Triller. You should try to listen a bit more.
Right, I listen.
Would you fight for the UK?
No, you don't. You talk a lot, man. I've got a timer on you.
Would you fight for the UK?
Of course I would. It's my home.
Against Punjab. Against Sikhs in Punjab.
Dude, I would fight for my home.
Because it's easy to say I would fight for the UK when it's like, I don't know, fucking Russians or Nazi Germans. But
you know that
if it was against Punjabis.
In the First World War, they would.
Black and white. No, it's a fair question. You're giving me a black and white scenario, right?
I would say
there's always a grey area. I refuse to fight in any warfare anyway, right? So therefore, dude, I would refuse to fight. That's simple as that. And there are people that are happy to be in prison.
How convenient.
Yeah, because there are people happy to be.
It suits the narrative, I'd suggest.
But okay, right? Take a break for a second. Take a break, Trilla. Take a break.
Right.
In World War I, there were Jews on the British side fighting against Jewish Germans on the other side, and same with Russia, Jewish Russians fighting against Jewish Germans.
This sounds like an interesting question. Yeah.
So no, it's a statement of fact.
Yeah. But what's the question?
No, it's not a question.
There's no question. I just wanted to say, just pointed.
I know he's making a statement, but I'm saying.
I just thought it would be nice to have a break from you. That's all. You can go ahead now.
That's fine. That's an interesting statement.
Yeah. Because the thing is, Trilla, you do tend to monopolize the conversations a lot around yourself. That's. I mean, don't get me wrong. The rest of us are guilty because we keep asking you questions and leading questions, and so it does bounce back and forth. But that's why I wanted that moment with Janet.
He said that was a question. He thinks it's an interview.
I know. I came for you, Banksy.
I know. I love you too, love. It's just that's why I wanted a sort of a moment away from Trilla.
I would love to hear more from
Janet. I want to know.
Go make some tea, Trilla.
So if I came to
British
your country,
and stuff, no?
maybe for refuge, I would expect that I needed to do the proper things to stay. I would just assume.
Well, or to come, eh? Or just to come.
Or to come. Thank you. I was going to say that a lot. I, as an American, never wanted to leave America because I didn't ever want to get trapped and never be able to come back. That was like my fear of just not, like, even if my paperwork was right, something could be wrong. So I would say or ask you that if they did come over legally and everything worked out, then are you welcoming the people or?
You are welcome under the asylum laws. Yes. Yeah. You're welcome.
Banksy, are you still there?
I will always have you here, my darling. But to be honest with you, given the way that Britain is going, I'm most likely going to come and start requesting an asylum at your end than this end, because I can see Europe and the rest of Europe circling the drain quite badly, and it is a depressing sight that I see. And don't get me wrong, America's got its problems too, and there are some liberal cities in America which are horrific right now, from what I can see with the drugs and the fentanyl and all the homelessness. And all that. But I'm not moving. I'm not moving to Philadelphia. I'm moving to Texas. That's where I'm going.
Or Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're good.
Or Miami.
Banksy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Do me a favor, Banks. Play the Twitter clip I just posted in the back. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Let's play whatever based Welshman has to play. Let's do that.
And hello to the other gentleman.
Welshman, you know what? I'm glad that you're a little bit annoyed with me. Thank you, because it shows that I have fucked you up today. I've literally got.
You want to play it back? You want to play it back before you start?
No, you're just the master of deflection. You talk a lot and say very little.
Demolished you today. Demolished you.
It's a high volume, low content. You know.
What I really appreciate.
Is there any? Just pause. Just pause it every now and then.
That's all, guys.
Pause what?
The talk. You just constantly
you
talk.
are all on the same team against me. What the fuck is the problem?
That might tell you quite a lot. That might tell you.
I just wanted you to answer a question because I got annoyed that you don't answer anything.
Answer a question, but I answer a question my own way.
Eventually, man, your own way is like tedious. You should develop a new way. This one is not good.
If you think answering a yes/no question, right, like that, and take for like 10 minutes to do it and don't answer the question, you think that's destroying people?
Why am I getting echo?
Guys, let me because I've got the whole sharing the screen, so it's going to start echoing, guys. So everybody mute up while I play this, and then you can comment afterwards. Just give me, it's very short. It's only 2 minutes.
What do you think, Enoch Powell?
Enoch Powell's obviously a very divisive figure.
Yeah. What do you think of him, though?
Personally, what I think of him is a lot of stuff he was saying, although very divisive at the time, has come to pass. Some cities are no longer diverse. They are no longer diverse in the sense that there isn't a mix of cultures, where it's now been completely replaced by one culture over another.
Like where?
A lot of boroughs of London where the white working classes have been moved out in exchange for a lot of people from
What
other...
do you mean they've been moved out?
Well, a lot of the council estates in central London now, in some of those boroughs, have been completely demographically changed to a completely alien culture to what it would have been 50 years ago.
But what do you mean an alien culture? I mean, in East End London, it used to be very Jewish, and now
Yes.
it's more Muslim, but that's always been the case.
So,
I mean, that's...
So that's a very alien culture to what it was then, isn't it?
No, I mean, they're British Muslims.
Yes, but it's an alien culture.
What do you mean
It's a different culture.
Alien culture means it...
Alien as in unfamiliar.
Yeah, but it's not alien to being British. Being British means you could be Muslim or Jewish or Hindu.
I'm not saying it's to being British. I'm saying it's to the culture of the area, to the beliefs and belief structures of the area, to the institutions that once were there, being replaced by new institutions now, and new beliefs and new ideologies and new cultures and new religions.
Well, they're different
completely
religions, of
changing
course.
it.
But yeah, I mean...
But a religion is an entire cultural and ideological
But there's
outlook
still
on the
white-
world.
There's still white working class people who live there who go to school with people from different backgrounds and they mix with people from different backgrounds. They're not monocultures. You still have white working class people in Tower Hamlets.
I'm talking about whether or not the native people in those areas feel that they are now in their homeland, or if their homeland confronts them as something other, something which distracts them from what they believe themselves to be.
Well, I think millions of people are actually happy with being diverse. I mean, London has huge numbers of mixed relationships where people from different cultures quite literally set families up together. I mean, that's a good thing, surely.
White
I'm not saying
flight.
it's good or bad, it's neither here nor there. Diversity is not inherently good, it's not inherently bad, that's not my point.
Well, I think it's inherently good, but
Why do you think that?
Because I think you get an interesting exchange of cultures and worldviews, and that makes for a more interesting and dynamic
But why does a
society.
mix of cultures and worldviews provide something good necessarily?
Because we learn from each other.
Yes, but why? Well, let's say there's some archetypal, brilliant worldview, the best possible worldview, right? Would you then say, oh, let's make it more diverse and mix it with other worldviews? No.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right. So Owen Jones started with Enoch Powell, and he fucking butted his way and tried. He couldn't get anything out of him.
No, he thought. Oh, sorry. Let me stop sharing, guys. Let me just. Bear with me. I gotta do this and this and this. Okay, you guys good now? No more.
So Owen Jones was looking for a bite from Enoch Powell, and he didn't get his bite that he was looking for.
Exactly.
Owen Jones is an enemy of Israel, which means he's no good to anyone. There's no exception to this rule, ever. Not one. Remember that. It's a great rule. It works every single time.
The thing is, when you're an interviewer and you start off with what you think of Enoch Powell, he's not coming from
Well, it's a trap, isn't it?
He's not coming from an honest place. You can't even say the line of question is...
What do you think of Hitler?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it.
He was a very bad man.
He's what do you call it? Oh man, I forgot the term. He's not.
I've got a point to make, but to Trilla, listen. Right, you're a descendant of immigrants, right? Can you hear me? Maybe he's gone. Anyway, he can.
He was muted.
Maybe
he was muted.
He's from Punjab.
Of course.
Maybe he's gone to get a drink or something or whatever.
Yeah, his home country's Punjab.
Well, yeah, I mean, he would be.
Well, what will happen naturally is, I think I've been to the UK, London, Brighton, some villages, stuff. Generally, very, very nice, welcoming people, and I think they're very patient. But I think the more immigrants you take, the less patient they will become, and your children, Trilla, will suffer from that.
Yeah, guys,
So,
everyone has to unmute themselves. I can't unmute you in case you're wondering.
Okay.
So I think it's something to think about, Trilla.
I've heard what you kind of said, right? Anyway, dude, you know what I mean? Could you just pose a question to me, if you don't mind?
Why?
While I'm here right now, could you pose an actual question to me?
Why?
Do you have a
Why do
question?
you have to pose questions?
Oh,
Do you have a question? Do you want to, do you want to relay your
I'll
thoughts?
pose a question. I've got a question for you then, Trilla. I've got a question for you. So,
okay.
When it comes to housing migrants, do you think that people that have multiple bedrooms say if they had, say they worked all their life, they got 2 beds, 2 bedrooms, they've lived in the house all that time, they've paid into it, etc. Do you think they should be moved out for, say a migrant family to move in?
No, I don't believe anybody should be moved out of anywhere. I believe that basically people from all sorts of backgrounds, right, should basically, like have equal accommodation and equal opportunities.
Why is that?
Because I believe in equality. I don't believe in, Israel. I don't believe in that privilege.
Who mentioned Israel? Who mentioned Israel?
Over everybody else. Like, for example,
no one else mentioned
EU.
Israel.
Yeah.
But
the way Israel runs is how every country should run.
Oh, right.
And used to.
I think that you guys basically take every advantage that you
Mossad and Triller, I don't want to talk about the fucking Jews. Okay, let's just get that one out. Okay, because I know where it's going.
It's gonna devolve into a massive
Mossad's a Zionist, and he's going to talk
anti-Israel
about Jews.
No problem.
Israel. Let's not talk about it. Eh?
All right.
Yeah, it's a trick.
It's not even a subject. It's not even a subject.
It's a trick.
We're talking about.
Unfortunately, it's just going to divulge into a very bad
thing.
I agree. It always does. It always ends up.
If you want to talk to me about Israel, let's just set it up and we can come and talk about it separately.
Would you house a migrant, Triller? Would you house a migrant?
Would I house a migrant? If I could, why not? Yes.
You haven't got the room, have you? Okay. You haven't got the room.
Well, dude,
with all the millions your dad
I own
made.
a lot of properties, and I do rent out to a lot of different people. So yes, I would. Yeah.
So have you got migrants in those properties?
You would house one in your house in your spare room?
Currently, no. Before,
you put one in your spare room?
Previously, when it comes down to people that are basically trying to make a better life for themselves, living.
So you would house one. You would adopt.
Everyone is trying to make a better life.
You would adopt a migrant.
He doesn't.
I don't. I literally do not. Yeah.
Why don't you house a migrant then? Why haven't you housed a migrant then? Why haven't you
I offer a premium, right? Rent.
I'm sure if you spoke to the relevant authorities, you could adopt an Afghan.
Triller, I can arrange it. I know 12 Iranians right now that I could move in with you.
Well, dude, I have.
Well, no, just the one. Just the one.
Right now.
That's
I can start you off with one, but yeah, I mean, I literally know freshies off the boat right now, a week ago, just touched ground.
I don't own that many properties, but I have full.
No, we're not on about all your properties. We're on about your property in your spare room.
Right.
Yeah, you got a spare room, right, Triller?
Yeah.
I do have a spare room. That's I got one guest room.
Yeah, you got one guest room. That's plenty for an Iranian immigrant.
If you haven't got a spare room,
I don't live in Southall anymore. But
I can bring Reza around in the morning if you really want, or the weekend certainly. He's available to move right.
I own properties in Southall. I own properties in London, all around the UK. Right?
No. Just your spare room, just your guest room will be perfect. Reza is gonna look. He had a bit of shell shock during the Iran-Iraq war, so he's got a little bit of PTSD. He might scream at night, but generally he's a good lad.
Nothing to worry about though, Triller. He's all right. He has these sort
He's a good boy. He's a good man. No, he's a good man. He has night terrors.
All the rumors about him being an ex-murderer.
He has been vetted. Sort of
false rumors have been spread about him. He's a lovely guy.
I don't own anything yet. We got something called a tenancy agreement, right? And the tenancy
agreement. I'm sure the tenancy agreement.
Dude, I'm talking about your guest room.
This guy's famous for signing contracts.
The guest room
agreement.
I have a private tenancy agreement, right?
So I'm sure that protects you. You have
a privacy.
I'm sure that protects you.
Wait a minute. Doesn't your family own properties? You have a tenancy agreement with your dad?
Right. So again, right. So when it comes down to it, when we work as a unit, Banksy. We hire our properties out to other people, right?
No, but we're not about your properties. We're about your spare room.
Yeah, I'm talking about your spare room. Do you have a tenancy agreement with your dad, or do you have?
If I was gonna lease out my spare room, that would be under a tenancy.
No. There's no leasing out. There's no leasing out. Reza is not gonna pay you anything. He's just gonna.
Guy doesn't have a passport, man. Nobody knows who he
is. The guy doesn't even have. The guy doesn't even have like a bank account yet, so he can't pay.
By the way, Reza
Coinbase account that he goes and gets his gyro from.
I saw a photo that there was some 30-year-old Iranian saying he was 16 and going to school.
That's right. Yeah, that was in Sweden. Yeah, he claimed he was 14 or 15 or something. The guy had like beers thicker than mine.
It doesn't matter.
By the way, a lot of these people like to kill Jews, you know. We don't like it.
Hey, you lot, shut up.
Reza is actually Iranian, he is, but he says he's Libyan because there's no government in Libya. There's just tribes. So he's actually,
you know,
he says he's
Trilla, you can always come live in my area.
One at a time, everyone. One at a time. No one can hear anyone.
Quiet, please. Yeah, all
Go
right.
on, Trilla.
Yeah. Let's go. Another speech from Trilla.
I know. Trilla, drop this golden nugget and then let the others come in.
It's not rocket science. You either have a tenancy agreement,
ain't rocket science
or you
coming from
need
you.
to
I
have
know that
something
much.
that's with the council.
No, we understand. We understand you have a tenancy agreement, but the thing is, you're not renting out the room. Tenancy agreements are for renting out properties. You're not renting it out. Reza is just going to come and stay with you as a friend for a few months, like a year or two. Until he gets his council property, settled down.
We are the children.
Right.
Imagine there's no heaven.
We are the ones to make a better place, so let's start giving.
Yes, Trilla, let's start giving.
Yes, let's start giving, Trilla.
So
imagine no possessions. What do you need all these properties for? Imagine no possessions.
From Iran, but he's actually from Libya.
Let's imagine your possessions. Do you want us to help you not having to imagine?
That's right, Trilla.
So you're asking people to accommodate, you're asking me to accommodate people in my private.
I love it when rich people imagine having no possessions.
This immigration business.
No, I am telling you, I have enough to accommodate people in my.
Imagine Trilla with Reza.
What?
Look,
living in harmony.
You can take him down to the Sikhi temple. You can get him some langar.
You can convert him.
Get him one of those hats.
Look, I told you, Reza. You know, Iranians are not that religious anyway, so they'll be happy to check out the Bhagavad Gita. The Guru Granth Sahib. I'm sure that he'll be malleable to come towards Guru Nanak's way.
By the way, respect to Sikh. By the way,
exactly. The Iranians are very, very chilled. He's not particularly Islamic. As I said, he's just got some PTSD where he gets night terrors of the chemical weapons Saddam used during the war. But other than that, he's perfectly fine. Just avoid the screaming, or at least put some pillows around the door.
Yeah, he's got a bit of PTSD from Saddam.
Who said put on the little hat though?
You're going from what?
Trilla, I think you and Reza could get along really well. Really well. I think
you know when the Iranians fought the Iraqis, at one point they were convinced that God was on their side.
Yeah.
And they just drove motorcycles shouting at the Iraqis.
Yeah.
A lot of people said a lot of things about the Jewish people, right? But look what's happening in Israel right now.
And Reza might have some cultural differences, but they're not that far apart.
No. I think Reza is going to love langar. He likes spicy food.
Reza is
like rice.
Reza is one of the
Iranians eat
survivors.
rice.
It'll
be like 2 peas in a pod.
He wakes up screaming at night. Just give him some water.
One thing I want to say quickly. Look, Trilla, hold on. If Reza does come into your room and wants to spoon you, I've heard the doctors have said don't resist because he could lash out. So just gently allow him to spoon you. He usually walks away after an hour or so. So just chill, because as I say, it's all the PTSD that he's suffering from. He has night terrors, occasional spooning, but generally he's a great housemate, mate.
Just give Reza a chance, yeah? Just give Reza a chance.
Right, so that's all it's become, yeah? You're not talking facts, you want to talk fucking...
By the way, he has a brother.
He's left his cultural... I've been informed he's left his cultural problems in Calais.
What's that? You want to come to Heathrow Airport? Yeah, I'll pay for your fucking ticket. Yeah, and we'll see you.
What are you on about?
Why do you want to see me so much?
Who's going to come to Heathrow?
Are you in love?
Why would you come to Heathrow?
Are you in love?
Yeah.
Are you in love? Are you gay?
It'll be the last taxi you ever walk into, you motherfucker.
What's a plane?
What's with the hostility? What's going on, Trilla? Everybody's been chilled here.
Sorry, Banksy, you're in my good right now. Sorry.
There's a lot of hostility here. I just found you a housemate.
We are the world. We are the children.
You don't even want. I mean, Trilla.
I am. You are visiting Wales. I own property in Wales. Yeah, Welshman. Yeah. Tell me where the fuck you are in Wales, yeah, and let me come and fucking see you, and we'll have a pint.
Chill, Trilla.
Right?
It's all
Let's
good.
see what happens,
We're talking about getting you a housemate.
He wants to kill the Jew,
and
then he wants to bribe the Welshman.
Yeah,
very liberal.
Let's
Very liberal of him. It's very liberal. I get called all these things,
and I'll make sure that
he wants to bribe him with beer.
Get these progressive liberals getting all like ultra violence.
You
get
fucking
confused.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about violence. I'm gonna make sure the last thing you've ever seen is a fucking sheep. And the sheep ain't gonna be dead.
Hold on. Let me read this. JB says Triller's is issuing fatwas. Is that what you're doing? Is there an equivalent of fatwa in Sikh?
I'm talking about meeting you, and let's see what happens.
Why are you going there? Look, I'm actually going to arrange. I can arrange a housemate for you.
I'm not interested. I'm not
for
like
days.
that. I'm not like that. We're not going to see what's happening.
No religion, no politics, yeah? Let's see each other, and let's see what the fuck happens.
Have you actually seen... You haven't seen Welsh, have you, on camera?
It doesn't matter, mate, all right? All right? Let's see what happens, yeah? When I see you, all right? Let's see what happens.
There's one small
I'll
problem.
tell you what, mate. I'll run you over with my fucking car when I fucking see you.
But he's not being violent. He's not being violent, though.
This is exceedingly harsh for someone...
And I'll feed you to your own
he
fucking
says it's not violence. He's going to run me over in a car, but it's not violence. It's not violence.
This is all comical. This is all entertainment.
Come on, man. Yeah. This was a civilized conversation about immigration and the fact that we could set you up with Reza, the slightly PTSD suffering Iranian soldier that can
this is an entertainment show.
That can do things for you, man.
Well,
now you have to go and be all like drive you over with a car.
Tell me where the fuck you are, and I'm gonna run you fucking over.
That's harsh.
It's supposed to be a talk show.
I don't even know if you're allowed to leave your house. Yeah, because you've been arrested. You can't, because you're a terrorist right now. Yeah, under this own country, you've been deemed like a terrorist.
Well, why have I got bail?
Yeah, why have you got bail?
He's not.
Terrorists don't get bail.
Terrorists don't get bail.
He's a terrorist.
Don't get bail.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I haven't been charged either.
Terrorism don't get bail. Is that what you're saying?
Well, terrorists don't get bail. Do you know terrorists
under suspicion of terrorism don't get bail? You're not been charged.
I've been charged with criminal damage. I've been charged with criminal damage.
Right, but we don't know what else.
Aggravated trespass.
By your word.
Yeah,
we don't know what else. Yeah, right. Could you show us the papers? Show us the papers.
Which means, why would I show you? Why would I show you? Why would I show you some anonymous person online?
We ain't got to take a word for it then. So we don't know what the fuck.
We'll take your word for it then, shall we? We take your word for it.
Right,
we don't know your word for it. With your non-facts as usual.
You could be a fucking terrorist, a Welsh terrorist for all we know. You could be shagging fucking sheep for all we know.
The only terrorist on this panel looks like you.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's you with the fucking glasses and the hoodie covering your identity. I'm showing my full face.
What do you mean the glasses and the hoodie? What the fuck are you on about?
Yeah?
Glass
oh,
hoodie?
there we go. The ugly fucking cut. There we go. There we go.
What's he on about?
Bastard, yeah?
What the fuck
it, yeah?
are you talking about?
Dude, do you have any eyes?
She doesn't have a problem with showing his face, dude.
Yeah,
He's been on camera dozens of times.
You look like a fucking person I'd arrest you.
Look,
I'm
not gonna fuck with you, Triller. Based Welshman is the size of I don't know, Solomon Grundy. I don't know if you know that character from the Marvel, from the DC comics. He's like 6'4", 6'5".
I'll come to Wales, yeah.
Hey, Banksy, does Triller go to Speaker's Corner? Does Triller go to Speaker's Corner?
I don't think he's ever been.
Yeah,
he's anonymous, is he? Is he anonymous? Is he one of those anonymous people online?
Well, he's semi-anonymous. His face is like, that's his face.
Actually, don't lie. I've been to Speaker's Corner. I'm on camera. Yes, I have. And yeah, I've been.
No, he's been on camera, but I've never seen him speak. I don't know. I didn't know.
I go to Speaker's Corner every couple of months. I got to speak, and I do a
There
live.
you
And
go. You guys can have a
normally my
pint.
live stream will go for about 5 hours.
I'm not gonna go speaker's corner
Oh.
to have it out.
Oh.
All
No,
right?
they're gonna have. You guys can have a pint
I didn't
afterwards.
say that. I didn't say have it
Let's
out.
go,
I
let's
just said
have
I
a
go to speaker's
personal
corner every
fucking
couple of months.
Yes.
Let's have
Why
a
is it always got to
private
go down to
fucking
violence?
Actually,
Yeah.
at
No,
Speaker's
no.
Corner is the place you can discuss all of this immigration stuff.
Yeah,
It's the best
exactly.
place.
I mean, you won't get
is
your
not a
car in
place,
there. Your
yeah?
car won't fit
It's
through
not
the
a place.
gates.
It's not a place, that I
It's
want
got
you,
diversity
yeah?
barriers at Hyde
Yeah,
Park.
yeah.
now, so
You're not gonna be able to drive your car into Speaker's Corner though.
Banksy, they got diversity barriers now, haven't they? They've got diversity barriers now.
That's right. They've got the barriers of peace.
Barriers of
Let's go
peace.
somewhere else, yeah? Let's go somewhere else where I could drive my Aston Martin, yeah, to you. All right? Where are we going?
Aston Martin. Well, how about
Austin Allegro.
Tottenham?
Well, he has to
McDonald's
compensate,
car park.
so he needs a big car to compensate for.
It's not just a car. It's not just a car. It's an Austin Allegro car.
We'll go anywhere in England, yeah, or anywhere in Wales, yeah. How about that? All right,
Anywhere
I've
in
offered to
Wales.
come to your area, bitch.
Everywhere in England, everywhere in Wales.
Actually,
Anyway,
we should invite him to Simon Sideways, one of those podcast parties. That would be awesome.
You sound like a sore loser, Trilla. And by the way, be careful. Just take a break, man. Take a break.
Guys.
Take a break. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, can we have
These
some of
pussies
that?
Oh,
are
God.
afraid, isn't it? All right, I'm not afraid of these pussies, innit?
Be quiet for a second.
You're a big man. You're a big man.
Who said you should
Yes.
be?
Come on,
I know
Simon.
you're not
Where
afraid.
am I gonna
Do
go?
you have?
Who said
Just
you
take a
should
break.
be afraid?
postcode, you little
No one's
pussy.
projecting violence
You're
from my
fucking
side.
pussy, bro.
I
Shut
know.
the fuck
I
up.
know. There's
Someone's talking about
a
running
little
people over in
hostility
cars
from your
and
side,
stuff.
Trilla.
Who cares? Who cares? I'm
Sore
not
loser.
taking violence.
You're a sore loser. Learn to lose with dignity,
Why are you
man. It
afraid?
would
Why are
help you in
afraid of
life.
what might happen? Why are you afraid of a few little threats? You fucking pussy. Fucking come
Who
see
are you
me,
talking
little
to?
bitch.
Who are you talking
You
to?
little
Guys,
bastard.
What do you mean? I'm
thing
not
I
going
wanted
to travel to England to see a moron. I've got better
you're a
things to do.
wanker. Yeah, because you got better things to do, like wank your dick
Yeah.
off because you got no girl to fuck, you little pussy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What do you
ladies and
mean?
gentlemen, I want
What are you
to
talking
address.
about?
I want to address something because I want some of your opinions just before.
I've been married for decades.
Because I'll be honest, I have to
You're
actually end
married
the
to your
show in a
hand,
bit.
You fucking cunt. Married to your right hand.
Guys, chill.
Dude, I've got
chill.
children probably as old as you. Shut up.
Yeah,
Let
the
me-
children are in your mouth, you little
Let
wank.
me, guys. I just wanna quickly address this, and I want you guys to give me your opinions, and then unfortunately I have to get some sleep because I actually have to go places tomorrow. So just bear with me. Let me switch this over for the audience, and then I'll just show you guys what I mean. The subject matter at hand is this one. Doesn't need sound because I don't think we need sound anyway. Okay, guys and girls, this is considered. This is called Miss Zimbabwe. This lady won the Miss Universe Zimbabwe competition fairly recently. What do you think? Should she have won Miss Zimbabwe? Would you, when you think of Zimbabwe, do you think of this ivory-skinned beauty?
Wait a minute.
Well,
and Janet,
you know,
actually, Janet's opinion on this counts more than double the rest of you guys. Her being of the African origin.
Not at all. That is a disqualification. Okay, she don't even look real.
So
is
what,
this real?
No, yeah. This is 100%. She won. She
real.
won Miss Zimbabwe. Look, I've got all
What
the
is
other
going
They
on?
all
all the other
complained.
pictures.
They all complained.
Look at this.
All the people in
There you
Zimbabwe.
go. There
kicked
she's
off
being
about it.
crowned Miss Universe Zimbabwe 2023 controversy.
Why,
No,
why would
she
you?
straight up won Miss Zimbabwe. No messing about.
Hmm.
Look at that. There she is in all her glory. This beautifully porcelain skin lady winning an African nation's. And by the way, she's fully Zimbabwean. I mean, she's born and raised. She speaks English with a heavy Zimbabwe accent.
Yeah, she is Zimbabwean.
She is full on. There's no denying it. There's no denying it. So what do you guys think? There you go. There she is in her Zulu gear too. Just to confirm that she is from the land of the Zimbabwe. Sorry.
Well, of course, anyone who wears some gear is native to the land.
Natural.
I mean, I saw Justin Trudeau
you go to
in
black
India.
panels and pretend you're
beautiful.
black, and I guess that's supposed to be okay too. But
There you go.
And I'm supposed to be a white woman, and technically I'm not. But if anybody could be anything.
But are you mixed race, Janet? Though you are mixed. Are you 50-50 as in
biracial, meaning I'm more than one. I am the original. My mother's white, my father's black, and he's from the UK. Shout out to the UK.
So, Janet, would you say that are you 50% white and 50% black? So can you say that you can relate both 50% equally to the black community as you can to the white community?
Definitely, I can say that. But that stupid ancestry thing said I was 57 European.
So you're actually more white than you are black.
God damn it! Don't you tell nobody.
Those tests are not.
I'm coming for you,
accurate.
Banksy. You're just as white as I am.
Me, I am considered by most Caucasian. The funny thing is, this is the weird thing in England. I am very white to the non-whites, but I am not white enough for the white folks.
But hey, white folks don't say I'm white in America, but the black folks don't say I'm black either.
You
so
know,
what are we
you know what I mean?
But you know what? I never wanted to be in a group. I never wanted to. When people ask me what I am, I'm a child of God.
Yeah, lone wolves, baby, lone wolves. We don't belong to clubs.
I don't go off the color. I go off the character of a person. Period. So that's just me, honey.
So yeah, I mean, for everyone else, I've heard a lot of complaints actually from the African Americans from this, rather than even Africans from Africa. But should this be a thing? I mean, she is from Zimbabwe.
Well,
this is diversity at its best, right?
Yeah. If you go to diversity rules, it's perfect.
Yeah, this is diversity, equity,
we make
inclusion.
rules.
I don't think you make rules, and I mean it's
the
it's a
rules have
strange
changed.
one because
Mossad, the rules have changed. Let's not deny the fact that a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy.
Oh yeah, that part. My God, today.
Yeah, but I mean technically these competitions are
So it's
open to
diversity.
everyone. It's a different thing.
It's all the strains of diversity they're showing.
Yeah, but sometimes it's unavoidable, and it's natural. But sometimes it's forced.
Well, I mean, a bit like the English football team, they were called out for having no blacks in the side, and what was hilarious about that?
When was that?
Oh, the last 6 months, they played a couple of games, and they were all white.
Even though our best players are black, literally. Sterling.
Well, I mean, it was the blacks that missed the goal for the European finals, though. I mean,
so when you mentioned Sterling, it's not a great example.
But, I'm not going for
it's not a great example. Oh my God!
It's not a
the
great
guy's
example.
like in his 30s right now, and he's doing brilliantly
Let me explain my point.
Yeah.
So are you saying the black women players are better than the white women players?
I don't know about women's
that's the
women's
statement you made. And are you
Women's
saying
football is
the
different
manager was racist for not picking black people on women's English
Are
football
you
side?
saying that the fucking managers were sexist for not playing women? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Banksy, I would say that if that's a representative,
what I said was,
hold on, guys.
You said the black women players are better, and then
I didn't say anything about black women.
Guys,
the hell is
hold on. Janet wants to. Sorry, Janet, go on.
So I would say on that question that you asked, is she a good representation? I don't know, because I don't really know that country to say. If that's who they pick, that's who they pick. But the one that's in the back, the New Netherlands, I don't agree. Like, not at all. So
the one that was a trans individual.
No.
Interesting.
I don't agree. But the other one, like I said, kind of, because I don't know what happens in Zimbabwe. There couldn't be Caucasians over there that lived there their whole life. I don't know. So I don't know if that's if that's what they're saying represent. I would have assumed it would have been a black woman, my own opinion. But the one in the back, the Netherlands, not at all, because that's just that's not.
That's
fair.
a step too far. If it's a bloke winning a women's,
there was a
exactly female. Like we want us women. I don't know. I'm old school with that.
But the
still
thing is,
work.
beauty pageants never
Even if you're in
strict.
jail, they're not going to stick you with girls. Okay, you're going with the guys.
Let me
just so you
let
know.
me give you an argument on that, because unlike other sports which are very much physical, and so you can't have a woman MMA fight, a man, trans man MMA fighting a woman, a biological woman. Those things I can see that the inequalities there. But when it comes to a beauty contest, you could argue that a trans man to woman would actually have a disadvantage.
It's a women-only space. It should be kept for women only.
No, but it's not a contact sport. It's not a sport that physically would make any difference. In fact, a man transitioning into a woman. No, but a man transitioning into a woman would have a disadvantage in that environment.
A man cannot transition.
Making women vulnerable by having a man with a tallywhacker in the change rooms.
Oh, you're talking about the changing rooms. Okay, fair enough. How about if he had separate changing rooms? Would he still be able to
why
compete?
complicate things?
It's it's still an invasion on women-only spaces.
But what I mean is that if they had provided separate changing areas,
tallywhackers are banned.
No, but if they provided separate changing areas for that person,
no, it's a women-only event. It's a biological woman-only event.
But is there really? Is that it doesn't really specify? These are beauty pageants, and they are marked on their beauty. Nothing says about a man's beauty or a woman's beauty.
You go by tradition. You go by tradition, not by rules.
Yeah,
you go by tradition.
It's traditionally a women-only space.
A man cannot transition to be. Of course, a man cannot transition to be a woman. So you say something that doesn't make sense and then ask a question. It's like saying, I don't know, if there was no water. Well, none of this would exist if there was no water. So,
No. I mean, of course. I mean, the thing is, we're not. I'm talking about if we're talking
about. A man can
about
pretend to be a woman,
but
cannot transition to be a woman.
No. I'm talking about the sportsmanship of this situation. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, let me, for the sake of argument, let me give you another example. The game of snooker. The game of snooker, or pool, in fact, in America, but snooker in Britain, there are no separations for men and women. Women can enter any competition men can in the game of snooker.
That's basically to keep women out.
No. It's not to keep them out. They can enter any competition. The fact is, the women can never qualify to the top levels.
Exactly.
Because the men just destroy them, and so they created a women's league just so that the women can win some trophies, because the women never make it. But there is no official ban on women competing with men in that sport.
Okay, because there was no need.
Yeah, because it's like chess, isn't it? It's a bit like chess.
There was no need. But if suddenly, a million women wanted to join, they'll make a rule.
Basically, if the women
you don't make rules if you don't need them.
Yeah, if the women started winning all the events, then they would make a women's only league, because they wouldn't want the women winning the events.
They wouldn't. No, not in snooker.
They weren't a problem. They allowed it.
Any
situation. No, I actually disagree, because if women started winning and dominating the snooker, just like men are, then it would just be women that would be the dominant players in snooker.
No. They would change the rules then. They would change the rules then, but it doesn't happen, and it wasn't a problem, so they allowed it.
But why would they change the rules?
Because it wasn't sex-based in the rules originally. They never thought about changing it. When the women turned up and didn't make an effect, they just allowed it.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that in that sport, a woman and a man don't necessarily have a greater advantage. They just simply...
they do.
No,
yes, they do.
I mean, you can argue cognitive responses and the way that men and women's brains work or think.
Change the results.
I don't need to argue it. It's a fact.
But it's not a direct physical. It's not a contact.
Doesn't matter. Neither is chess.
So how about exactly. So should there be a separation of women and men in chess?
Yes.
There isn't. I don't think there officially is. I think men and women compete exactly the same. It's just men are just much more dominant in that sport.
It's not that dominant. They're just much better.
Well, that's what I mean. As in dominance, as in they're just better.
So if women want to make...
Okay, let me give you an example.
Yes, they should then make it, so the women could compete and play.
Mossad, let me give an example of women and men racing. I think a few of you might have seen some running where they're doing 400 meters, and they are mixed, and they got men and women. and you see in the last leg, there's a woman. She's like 100 meters in front of the man, and the man's like at the end, he's 100 meters in front of her. Right, because the difference is huge. And I'll give you another example.
Yeah, that's physical.
Right.
That's physical sport.
Yeah,
Physical.
okay,
No, we're talking about the mental, and even mental men are generally much better.
Okay, this is physical too, but I'll give you another one. There was E off-road things, so they're like Jeeps that are electric. They go like shit, and they have a bloke in it. He does a couple of laps, and he gets out, and the woman comes in and does a couple of laps. They're always fucking slower. Always fucking slower.
Yes.
And that's
Well,
the way it
I
is.
mean,
The reason is really simple.
It is
Let me just explain. The reason is simple. Men are more diverse genetically. You get more people on the edge. And so if you're looking for people on the very margin, the best at sport or the worst at sport, the worst at anything or the best at anything, you'll find lots of men. So if you're going to select the top 8 runners or 11 footballers, they're always going to be men. And even in chess and even in Monopoly, you'll find that whatever the game is, whatever it is, men are better because their brain is more competitive and more kind of focused on things. Because that's what they need to be doing. It's just a different thing.
I don't know if it's just men are better, but you're right. The bell curve is the bell curve argument that the men and women differ in the sense.
Women are more averagely intelligent.
Yes, exactly.
But men
occupy the.
So if you're going to select the top 8 in the UK, they're going to be runners. Then they're going to be men.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not discussing physical wise, but intelligence.
Anything.
It's
chess, physics, math competition, anything you find men are generally the best.
Well, they're the best and the worst, so they occupy both of those ends. They occupy the absolute worst and the absolute best categories.
Sometimes it depends. It depends.
But very few. But maybe could this be evolutionary in the sense that women had to be more multitaskers or jack of all trades, but not necessarily master of any one thing because they had to be more versatile with their skills, whilst men could specialize far more, and so we're dedicated.
Yes, you can see it you can see it everywhere. You can see it in everything. Women are more accommodating. That's why they're less likely to be tribal. They're less likely to be fighting over borders. They all the things that men argue about, women tend to not argue about. Some are. There's always exceptions, but if you do a statistic, they just.
I mean, I did wonder actually. I mean, especially when it came to this beauty pageant situation, because unlike other sports, you can say men have definitely an advantage in many other types of sports, but in this particular competition, wouldn't you say that a man becoming a woman actually has a disadvantage, though?
Yes, but it doesn't matter.
But it still doesn't matter that a woman, that a man can enter?
A man is not a woman, and it's traditionally a competition for women because women are more valued on their looks, and it's a thing that is more important to women. I mean, they're the ones that consume this stuff as well, generally.
But
so just let them have their fun. Why do you want to ruin everything? Just let the women have their fun.
I'm arguing on the. I mean, to be my actual opinions and based on what I believe or what I actually believe and what I'm arguing
it's like going to a men's club, a bunch of feminists going to a men's club and ruining their vibe.
Yeah.
Just let them be.
Well, but the thing is, women
some
did.
old men, sitting and drinking beer.
But women did destroy men's clubs.
Ruin the world. Yes, they did.
Feminism.
Yeah. So what do you want to do the same? Do you want to do the same?
But why should we now allow women to have their pageants? Maybe men should start stepping into that.
But this revenge is like playing their game.
It's sweet. Revenge is sweet. This is revenge on feminism.
You're destroying. You're just helping them. You're destroying all the boundaries.
Yeah, but the thing is, women get really upset as soon as their spaces are invaded by men. But back in the day when feminism rolled around and they were all invading all the men's clubs and smoking clubs.
Well, that's because men are not marrying them. That's because the men are not marrying them. That's why.
Well, it doesn't matter whether the men are marrying them.
Everything is set up. Look, a woman needs to have children. And then she
so if we men stepped up and gave them children, they wouldn't be so worried about coming into men's clubs.
Men need to marry women and have children. And then the woman is happy with the children.
That's some hardcore sexism.
And it's true though. If you want a stable society, then The women, because they have children, they have to have a more balanced approach to life. They have sons, they have daughters. They have to think about more things. Suddenly they are at their best. Suddenly that's what nature built them for. They have to deal with they have to deal with so much stuff, right? So they're programmed for it. And now, if you don't give them that, then they start running the show. They run shows. Because that's what they do.
But they do run shows and they do things.
Yeah,
now,
but they're
so-
supposed to be doing it. They're supposed to be doing the family. That's what that's what they're built for. That's what nature intended. You can't go against everything. You will just destroy. You have to live with. You have to respect those things.
Loafer, thanks for coming back in, dude. What do you think? What are your thoughts on what just took place? Women pageants, men joining women's pageants or sports, or generally the women's role in society versus men.
I mean, it should be free to do anything. That's all.
Sorry,
Please, let me get a word in edgeways.
Go for it. I'm muting myself. So.
Two observations. My father used to come home at the end of every working week, give my mother all the money that he'd earned, and then take a small stipend for himself to go to the pub. And one night, I think it was in the early 1970s, he came back ashen-faced. It was one of those Friday or Saturday nights where they were allowed to stop up late, and my dad came on back from the pub. He was ashen-faced. He was aghast. He was saying, "It's terrible. It's awful." And my mother said to my father, "What's going on?" "Well, they've started letting women in the vault," which was the vault in the pub, was the working class fellas used to go and congregate, to talk shit and everything. And they started letting women in the vault. And my dad said, "It's terrible. They started letting women in the vault." I said, "Come on, Dad, in these days of equality, it's only right that women should come into the vault." And my dad said, "But they're using foul language and saying dirty jokes." And I said, "Oh, come on, Dad. Women are allowed to use foul language and say dirty jokes." And my dad said, "You don't understand, Loafer. They're worse than us." Now, the second point I'd like to make, in the recent conflict in the Middle East with regarding to the partition of the former Iraq, there were Kurdistani women were used as frontline troops in the battle against ISIS.
Yeah.
And the female combatants were engaged in frontline activity against the insurgents in the former Iraq. And one of the things that the devout Muslims did not particularly like about engaging against female combatants was the fact that if these devout Muslim people were dispatched or sent to paradise and they were killed by a woman, they would not get 72 virgins in paradise. So if these Muslim guys were killed by a woman,
they would not go to. They wouldn't be considered martyrs.
They wouldn't be considered martyrs. They wouldn't get their reward in paradise.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why. That's why the ISIS fighters. There's a whole article on it. There was a woman who loved
I'm
to.
sure there is an article about it.
No, but I swear, I had a.
Yes,
an
no,
article.
I know. I
There was
believe you.
there was a woman. She was famous. She was the most wanted. What's it called? Kurdish fighter or Kurdish general amongst the ISIS. They wanted to kill her the most because she would, every time they would capture an ISIS fighter, she would behead them and then boil their head in a bucket, and that would desecrate their body, which means they wouldn't they wouldn't go to, or officially they wouldn't go to the Muslim heaven. So they both wanted to kill her the most, but also were afraid of being killed by her and her troops the most, because there was almost guaranteed she would desecrate their body.
Where's Trilla? That's against the Geneva Convention. He was very concerned.
Oh, I don't think she gave a shit about any Geneva Convention.
You're not supposed to boil heads. It says so in the Geneva Convention in clear letters.
She literally, in the article, had a picture of her bucket that she boiled ISIS heads in. And this made the ISIS fighters just deathly afraid of being killed by her troops and her, regiment.
Well, here's another freak.
There's facts that we like to hear in the media. Love stories about women. There's a video that was going in Israel a couple of years ago, which showed an elite unit of women, right, loading. I don't know the terminology in English. One of those bomb things, okay? I don't know. They launch a rocket launcher or something. One of those weapons,
or
I don't know. Yeah, mortar probably. Yeah, one of those. It's heavy. Okay, it's really heavy, and they have to load it in, and they're supposed to do something like 5 a minute, and they don't manage 2, and then they showed an elite team of men doing it, and they do about 10. They're supposed to do 5. They can do 10. They can load 10. Now, if you're being shot, and you need to load as many as possible before they kill you, right? Yeah. So, with all these stories about the bravery of women, which does occur, and women did fight for Israel and in many wars. I'm not putting women
Israel
down.
has
I'm
a
just saying
lot of
there's a
female
difference.
soldiers.
Yes. I'm just saying that there are traditions that we shouldn't throw away so easily because they brought us here.
Lofa, what was you thinking of? You were just about to say something.
I forgot what I was going to say because I've just poured another pint and it's very early this morning.
Was there something about female soldiers, females fighting, anything like that?
Men dying, women most affected. You know that meme?
Women dying. Yeah.
Men dying, women most affected.
Men dying, women are most affected when men die.
Of course, yes.
Of course.
Well, we were told that it was literally shown in media that the biggest victims of wars are the women.
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Because
not the men that come back without eyes, or without,
arms and legs, and
without arms
PTSD.
And legs, if they come back,
if they come back at all, exactly.
Yeah.
Most of them come back with even if they come back with all their arms and legs intact, they have PTSD beyond belief and usually end up committing
But the women
suicide.
are most affected.
But of course, women are most affected by wars because women.
Yes.
Because of feminism.
Yes.
Look,
it's not easy, but it's.
Yeah.
I can understand the pain. I mean, it's a big pain, but.
It's it is. It's harsh, gentlemen and lady. Thank you so much for coming. I unfortunately do have to end the show because I have to get up early, and I have some things I
don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh, you are a lucky man. No, I don't officially have work for my job, but I have other work. Unfortunately, I have to get up to and do some videos.
I always have things. They always tell me I have to do something.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure, my
nice
dear
talking to
Janet.
you.
Thank you so much, and I'll come over.
We dominated the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've managed to tire Trilla. Come on, I need a reward for this.
I don't talk to him. I refuse to speak to him. So thank you for understanding, Banksy. I just don't do the bottom of the barrel bitches. So
good
night.
He threatened to kill. He threatened to kill a Jew, man. He's running over with a car.
No, he went to the black community off my
Palestinian.
name, tried to act like he was my friend, and again, the whole America drunk him. He's not welcome anywhere. So wherever he sits, know that it's charity work being done, my love.
Damn.
Good night. See you later.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to drop off this panel as well and just switch over to the thing and end the show. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay, guys and girls, I am out of here. I got to end this show because Daddy's got work tomorrow and got to do some stuff. I don't know. Did I address everyone by my darlings? I don't know, but I thank you. Thanks everyone to the panel. Mossad, Loafer, which is his first showing. I love that man. I've actually had some great conversations with him on Simon's panel once or twice. I think it was one good time. And Janet, love you, Janet. Thank you so much for jumping on. Triller, you're always an adventure, mate. And big up, Welshie. Love to catch up with you again when you come back to London. We've got to go out for a proper drink again. We keep meeting up at Speaker's Corner. That's not enough. We've got to actually go out for a pint afterwards. It was me and Welshie had a really good night on the night of Brexit when we finally Brexited. That was a good night. I got to do that again. Maybe I'll come over to your neck of the woods, Welsh, and check out Cardiff. I've never been to Cardiff, and I've always wanted to go. Although, some people say it's not worth the trip. I don't know, but we can certainly find a couple of places to get a few pints in, and maybe Rev will join us. Either way, thank you everyone in the chat. Mad as a box of frogs. Enjoyable. Take care, Laugher. Loafer, and the Big Bad Rick Show. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. Enjoying Tube. God, there's so many in the chat, but thank you, Curb. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Phil. Salam alaikum, Samad Agha. Thank you, God. Samad Agha, my Iranian brother from another mother. Banksy, stop trolling. I think that was the time when I was trying to get our local Reza, the Iranian PTSD immigrant, to live with Triller. He still didn't take it, though. He still didn't take our fellow Iranian in. Victoria West. And I'll be honest, there's just too many people. Jats. I'm going to go back to the top because there was a few people I wanted to say howdy do or thank you for coming. Victoria and Cognitive. That's it. Cognitive Dissonance giving me shit. Irish Flame. Hello, Irish. Stanley. Oh, so many people. It's so little time. Human Mask. I don't even know who that is. But big up everyone. Thank you everyone on the panel. Did I miss anyone? Nope. I think that was it. Loafer, Mossad. Oh, Mr. Mossad, thank you so much for coming. Triller, Janet, love you. Based Welsh, and Moi. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think I've done the salutations. Everyone, love you all. It was good fun. I liked it. I usually finish with some kind of jokey something, but I can't find anything of real fun. So we're just going to go straight to the music. Now, the music that I'm playing is by Willow Wolf. Let's give a shout out to Willow Wolf, our resident. This is the music of my man, Mr. Steve Barnes of PC Barnes, who is that man there. Look at that handsome man and his wife. And this is called Willow Wolf. Most of the tracks I play, Children of the Sun. The band is Willow Wolf, and they are druids. So most of these music is druids. It's druish. Anyway, I'm going to play the first track of the album because I love this track. It's just my favorite. So I'm going to play that. There it is. Damn, it's already kicking in. It's already getting. Hold on. You're just kicking off too much, too quickly. I want to say good night. Guys and girls, thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel on your way out. Also, please go to Half as Reflex. I will be posting hopefully some clips and bits and bobs and some street interviews. Eventually, I will get there. Maybe tomorrow. I have to go out and actually record some decent street interviews about feminism, manosphere, whatever, Andrew Tate. I've got some questions. So, yeah, going to do all that. And put that on Half as Reflex. Go there, do your thing, have yourself a wonderful Friday night. I might do a show tomorrow night. I don't know, depending on when I get home. Yeah, have yourself a wonderful weekend. And I love yous. Take care, my darlings. Enjoy the song of Willow Wolf, which is the first song on the album. forests of green.
Forests of green, man is seen by his eyes, he cannot see. Forests I've seen, the man of green with my eyes, I have seen. Remember what's told by the ancients of old, they made a wish for the good of us all. Light a candle in tune by the phase of the moon and make a wish for us all.
Spiral of magic, circle of life that's always been and always will. Turning and turning, the wheel keeps on turning around forevermore. Remember what's told by the ancients of old, they made a wish for the good of us all. Light your candle in tune by the phase of the moon, make your wish for us all.
Forests are green, man is seen by his eyes, he cannot see. Forests I've seen, the man of green with my eyes, I have seen. Remember what's told by the ancients of old, they made a wish for the good of us all. Light a candle in tune by the phase of the moon and make your wish for us all. Make your wish for us all. Make your wish for us all.